Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Hello and happy Monday to all out there. I am Jamie Lynch, not Anthony Gargano. As if you watched The Cuz on Friday, you notice my man got bit by whatever bug was going around out there. And I know Baldy doesn't believe in viruses, but they are real. No, I'm sorry. He doesn't believe in germs. He might believe in viruses, but, football guys don't get sick. But welcome in. Hope everybody had a great weekend out there. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, brought to you by our friends at TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Find out what a credit union can do for you. TrueMark is awesome. They're based right here in Fort Washington, and they have area locations all over the place. So find out what TrueMark Financial can do for you. Always good to have a credit union in your corner. We got Andrew Frazier producing the show. Violations Greg is in with us as well. We're going to talk to Brad Feinberg at 9:20. We're going to talk to Zach Berman at 9:40. And for the 10 o'clock hour, an old friend of Greg and myself, Mr. Bob Cooney, is going to join us for the 10 o'clock hour. We'll get more into what Bobby's doing with us then and have some fun and kind of goof around. But I want to start the show not with the Phillies and their bullpen frustrations. We will get to those shortly. But it's NFL draft week, and the Birds, I'd never get sick of saying this, are drafting 32 on Thursday night. And it just kind of warms the cockles of my heart. And don't worry, TV audience, that was cockles. I'm excited about Thursday night, but I've noticed that people don't care right now, and I can't blame them. I myself have been in a little bit of a Super Bowl malaise this past 2 months, ever since the parade, and it's kind of a zen-like state that Birds fans find themselves in. One, because the team is set up for, I know Zach and Bo and other guys that cover the team daily hate this stuff, but they are set up for success for a long time to come. Now, they definitely lost talent from the roster this offseason, but when you're a Super Bowl winning team, you expect that. So nothing shocking there. You're getting ready to pay Jalen Carter probably $45 million a year. So your big swings had to be tempered this offseason. You lost CJ GJ, who was a big playmaker for you. The guy just makes the Super Bowl when he's in Philadelphia. And we'll see. Is a Malachi Starks or a Nick Emanuori on Thursday night the solution to replacing him? Do they start looking at tight ends? Because the Dallas Goedert situation is a spicy little meatball thrown into the mix of NFL draft weekend, because it feels like he's gone, which is weird because the Eagles are going to get significantly worse without Dallas Goedert. But do they have plans of a Loveland maybe falling into the 20s and making a move? Do they do something outrageous like trade up, trade Goddard and some future picks, which they have a slew of, to go get a Tyler Warren? I mean, I'm doing naked cartwheels down Broad Street if they pull off a Tyler Warren, one for the ages there. Unlikely. Or do they just stick to their board and take a Walter Nolan or somebody like a Michael Williams, and just, load up the line? If Campbell from Ohio State falls, do they stick to their gut and just go, we'll take that offensive tackle of the future who slipped to us? We have a top 15 grade on him. Well, whatever it is. It's starting to get exciting for draft week. I think the Eagles are going to be active. I think they're in a great spot because they're not completely desperate to get a starter at pick 32. You really can kind of stick to the board a little bit and get what you believe is the best player. It's not a position of desperation at all. But the Dallas Goedert thing, Greg, is a very interesting, spicy little wrinkle of the 3 days upcoming, because it feels like he's gone.
I mean, it's like the elephant in the city. They got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to re-up them or get a tight end. It doesn't feel like they're going to re-up them.
But he's also great trade bait, too.
What are you going to get for him?
I mean, he's a sweetener. If you're going to give up a couple future seconds and go get, say it's Loveland's there at pick 22 and you really want to replace Dallas Goedert with a tight end at the top of the draft, do you move up with Dallas Goedert and a couple later round picks to to get up to 22, 23. You know,
I don't
something
think
like
this
that.
organization drafts a tight end in the first round. It
I would
doesn't
be
seem
surprised
like them.
too. But when you talk about like, I will be slightly irritated if there's not a decent-ish investment in tight end.
I think 2 or second round. But are we comfortable going in with a second
that's the
round
thing.
tight end
Like,
being your starter?
You're
On
clearly
a Super Bowl
not
trying to
as
win a Super
good
Bowl
as you
repeat?
were.
Yeah.
By
Come
the
on,
way,
guys,
nice
Calcaterra.
Oh, celebrate the
Fanatic's
Fanatic's
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah, nice little Fanatic lid there. I mean, losing Dallas Goedert, you're going to be worse.
Dude, they've lost a lot.
They have.
mean, Slay, CJG. I mean, they've lost some major
Yeah,
players.
Josh Sweat and Milton Williams were major contributors to this team, but it still
And now you got, I don't know. I'm
doesn't
not
really
comfortable.
phase me that much.
I love Calcaterra. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
by
you're
his
fine.
side, hey.
Calcaterra, you're
Yeah.
fine, guys. You don't have to
Yeah,
worry
I mean,
about it.
he
Get
blocks-
rid of Goddard. You're
he
fine.
blocks like a wet paper bag.
They didn't
Yeah.
lose any games without Goddard. When Goddard was out, they didn't lose any
You see
games with
Saquon's
Calcaterra.
numbers with and without Goddard?
No.
Yeah, it's like 1.2 yards less a carry without Goddard.
all right. All right.
Calcaterra can't block for bleep.
I can't rely on stats. Come on, stats. No, I don't know. The Goddard thing just seems weird. There's just everyone knows they're trying to get rid of him or want to move on from him, and nothing's happening. We're just going to sit and wait. I guess that's the drama of the whole draft because I don't think people don't really. I don't hear any draft talk anywhere.
None outside of here, which Bo, Zach, and Fran are bringing the best coverage anywhere for the Eagles.
Oh yeah, I just mean out in the pubs.
But outside of
Yeah.
work, like not a single family member, friend, no one has brought up the draft this weekend. And the NFL draft is always one of my favorite things. When we were going out to the Parkway years ago, like,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
you and I.
that
was
was
it Marcus
awesome.
Smith. What was the one draft?
That was Sidney
watching?
Jones and
You went crazy.
it was Marcus Smith.
Yeah, it was an event.
We
We
were
go
at
out to the bar.
O'Neill's.
The bar, yeah. You all lost your mind when they made that pick.
And I was right.
Yeah.
But the Eagles have, drafted differently since that time. Like it seemed like that was those Marcus Smith, Danny Watkins days where let me very much be the smartest person in the room here.
Yeah.
And now it feels like I used to say on the radio all the time, keep it simple, stupid.
Well, it's
Like dumb it down. Stop trying to outthink people. Just go to the SEC, go to the big time programs, go get those 5-star recruits. And if you look at the last 4 draft classes, it's hard to do better than the Eagles have done.
yeah. And what was the pivotal moment that changed everything? Jalen Reagor and the
Oh, yeah.
Vikings laughing at them.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, they've gone SEC and been on a heater.
Yeah.
That was a pivotal moment.
Unlike Joe Shane when he gets mocked and ridiculed
Yes.
on national TV, Howie saw it once and was like, never again. I will change everything I've
Yeah.
ever done.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was good. Thank you.
Jalen
know.
Reagor, whoever those guys in the front office
It was
were.
Spielman.
Spielman?
Rick Spielman. Yeah. He laughed at him. He couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. And Howie said, all right,
Yeah. Where
watch
Jeff
this.
was like, yo, we better never get laughed at again.
But you're right. Like nobody's talking about the draft. It is draft week. If you're watching the show and you've been enjoying the free content, if you want to dive in and become a diehard right now because it is NFL draft week, we're doing an awesome all-time low offer to get in to become a diehard here at PHLY. And what does becoming a diehard mean? Well, one, you get access to all the full stable of writers that we have here at allphly.com. The best in the city. Fran Duffy's draft guide is a work of art. And you get Zach Berman and Bo Wolf and Les Bowen. Then you get Bobby Cooney and Jim Salisbury on the Phillies. You get Kyle and Derek on the Sixers. You get Charlie O'Connor and a slew of others on the Flyers. Some of the best writers in the city. You get a piece of merch. You get an invite to our Discord. You get discounts on events that we do. So it's good bang for your buck right now at all-time low offer of $36. Fran Duffy's draft guide. I'm going to be studying it a lot this week because
It's less than $1 a week.
yeah,
Less than $1 a week.
a cup of coffee that I drink, I've been making at home lately.
Yeah, I'm on the home team, because
Yeah.
I can't afford it anymore.
Yeah, dude, the coffees I like were becoming like $7
Yeah.
a coffee. And I was
But you
like,
can afford Fran Duffy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
for Fran, you get full access to
It's
Fran Duffy's
insane.
Mind for less than $3 a month.
Yeah,
Come
insane.
on, no brainer.
Oh, yo, Filthy McNasty taking shots at you, Jamie, in
Whoa,
the chat.
no.
Saying
Filthy.
Jamie's allergic to nice hats. He doesn't like your golf hats.
Damn, filthy.
Killing
All right.
the hat, dude. That's kind of messed
jeez.
up, man.
Filling in for a day.
Oh,
getting
man. Shots
roasted.
fired early.
Damn,
10 minutes
filthy.
in.
Filthy. All right, here's the thing. I am at the age where I don't give a damn what I look like. My wife hates this conversation. I am all about comfort.
Yeah.
And the golf hat that I'm obsessed with. I probably have like 25 of them. It's Imperial hats. It's a golf brand.
It's a specific brand you buy?
Dude, it is the most, oh yeah. It's like all I buy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The most comfortable hat I've ever worn in my life.
All
so every
right.
time I'm at a golf course, I'm like, do you have any Imperials? And they'll be like, yes or no. And then if it's yes,
it's
I'll
a
buy it.
thing? Wow.
Is it the material or is it the fit?
Imperial
Like
hats.
what?
Fit and the material.
Like
just,
breathes?
Yeah. Just kind of, it's my favorite.
Need a hat that breathes.
Yeah.
So you
I get
only
sweaty
wear
hat.
rock golf hats at this point.
Pretty much. Unless I'm going to a Phillies game or,
All right. They don't make any others. They don't make
I
Phillies hats.
tried. They made the golf style Phillies hat, the 47 brand, and I was like, yes, I get to combine my comfort and my Phillies, but it was not breathable.
Okay.
So it like trapped my
Interesting.
head in, and I would just take my hat off, and it would be a bucket of sweat.
I have that hat. It's like a white hat
Great
with the
in
P.
theory, yeah.
and has a little T holder on the side. Yeah.
No, I don't have that one.
Oh,
but
okay.
Similar thing, and
Yeah.
it traps the heat in. It's terrible.
Yeah.
They've rebranded a second version of it, but it was like close to a $40 hat. I was like, I don't feel like spending $40 to find out if they fix this problem. So
You got the golf pullover.
yeah, just comfort.
You can
Yeah.
like rent hats, you know?
Chad
You should
thinks
be able to
need
rent a
visor.
hat.
Oh, I've never been a visor guy. God, no. That would look ridiculous. All right, speaking of comfort, Saturday night, happy birthday to Fred Doherty out there. Went out to a 70th birthday dinner at the Union League.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Whoa.
yeah.
Look at you, man.
Real
Guys
aristocrat.
classing us up over here.
Yeah.
The golf
Man.
hats and Union
I
League.
know.
I wasn't paying the bill. It was great.
Shouldn't be in this room right now.
So I put on a pair of Lulu pants that I.
Oh,
yeah.
Just add
Let's
it
just
to
get
it,
into
baby.
it. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
get into it all.
The ABCs?
Oh yeah, the
Anti-something crushers?
yeah, exactly. Again, comfort. Like they're just comfortable pants. I didn't want to be uncomfortable.
Do they have elastic? Are you elastic waistband?
These are Lulu
only?
right now.
What? Your
Yeah.
everyday pants are
I got
Lulu?
these from a reassignment. Or
Oh, man.
assignment?
Consignment?
Consignment,
That's
yeah,
the word
consignment,
I'm looking for.
yeah.
Jeez. It's been a long week. Spring break. A lot of beers. Excuse me. I got these for like $25 at a consignment shop. Yeah. So anyway, I'm walking down and we're running late and my in-laws are there. And as soon as I walk down, there's a busted seam on the fly.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
But it's backed up by the same color. So unless
Okay.
you're staring at my crotch, you really like kind of can't see it.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as I walk down, my wife and mother-in-law are like, "You have a hole in your pants." And I was like,
Oh, man.
"It's too late. We're going anyway." So I really brought down the Union League on Saturday with the hole in my crotch.
Yeah.
So all to say, I just go for comfort. I don't really care anymore. So sorry, Filthy McNasty.
Yeah.
I respect it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need
That's
comfort in your
why I wear
life. Yeah.
flip-flops every day.
Yeah,
I never
I
want to put
respect it.
socks on. I'm in a position I don't have to put socks on.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm the
We're lucky-
opposite.
we're
I
lucky he's
love
on the
socks,
road.
but
I'm a man. I'm 40.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Filthy. This one is due for a
Axel's
wash,
defending you. He says that's not fair. Jamie has on the most average hat that ever existed.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty average. It's a stupid bird and it says 1984 or something.
What course is that?
Old Marsh. In
Old Marsh?
West Palm.
Oh, West Palm. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Spring break last week was awesome, by the way. I hope everybody had a great week out there.
Happy 420 to those who
420
celebrated.
and Easter
Two
yesterday.
holidays in
I don't know
one.
any of those
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good memes going around yesterday.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg is the Easter Bunny.
We were risen.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody had a great week. Shortly, we're going to be joined by Brad Feinberg to talk a little bit about the lines. But before we do that, we're going to be talking Eagles at 9:40, more in depth with Zach Berman. But the Phillies, VG, I believe you were down there Friday night. Do I have that
Yes,
right?
I was down there Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. That's fine. They took 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. You know,
Is
it's
it?
Easter. It's 420. There's a lot going on yesterday. Man, I just want to get out of there. Yeah, I'm fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah, I mean, the bullpen's been the issue coming into this whole season. That's what we knew coming in. I don't think
By the way, I'm getting real sick of having to concentrate on saying Romano instead of Romano.
Romano. Yeah, Romano.
Every time I go to say it, I'm like, man, say man,
Yeah, it's
say man.
weird. I wish you'd go back to just
I wish you'd
saying
leave.
it regularly.
He is a hard watch.
Come
A
on,
hard
man.
watch. It's brutal.
Very,
His
yeah.
ERA's 5.68.
Yeah, but he had 3
He's
nice
throwing the ball
outings.
hard.
He had 3 nice outings before that, didn't he?
Eh,
Yeah, he's got 3 outings with no earned runs going into that debacle.
eh.
I mean, he probably is tipping his pitches. He mentioned that.
He said that
probably
Caleb
is.
Cotham and the staff found some things that
Yeah.
he was doing.
I mean, we had David Seguí on before, and when you're getting smoked like that, he would say, I would go back to the video and look if I'm tipping my pitches. Dude, come on, man. 3 good outings, 1 junk one.
I mean, the bullpen sucks.
Yeah, the bullpen sucks.
Can it
Meanwhile,
improve? Yes.
Hoffman and Estevez are tearing it up.
I
The
don't
two of
even
them.
want to look.
Yeah,
Don't
they both
say
have,
those
like,
names.
ERAs under 2, I think. The two
Yeah,
of them.
Hoffman's a stud.
How dare you say those names?
Mm.
It's the Phillies are good. It's not
Today's-
like sky is
Today's
falling.
Nolan, man. It's chaos.
Oh boy.
Nah, I mean, that was 2 bad defensive plays yesterday.
Boom.
Yeah. And
At least he's hitting the ball finally.
Yeah. And I don't think Kerkering doesn't feel like a high leverage guy to me. He's got the stuff of a high leverage guy, but he doesn't look like he's got the attitude of a high leverage guy. And I think that there's something off with him.
He might. I don't know. I don't want to say the most concerned, but like I think internally the Phillies expected more at this
By
point.
now, it's year 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just a guy who he's got 2 great pitches, but he can't seem to be, he's not an assassin out there.
No. He's got the right mantra and mindset of, don't be a B and throw strikes. But it doesn't seem
but I don't know if he believes it. I think he's trying to convince himself of that.
Yeah.
He doesn't attack. It doesn't feel like he's attacking hitters.
Yeah. The starting pitching has been phenomenal. Let's start with the good.
Ridiculous.
Jesus yesterday was really
Yes.
good. The Taiwan Assance continued, although he left after 49 pitches or something like that.
But
He said
fine.
he's fine to make his next start. He felt some shoulder discomfort. The Taiwan Assance, though, how about that? It's got to feel good for him.
Dude, that's the 5th pitch, the 5th guy in the rotation. He's giving up 1 earned run when he goes out, 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah, and Ranger's going to be due back within the next 2 weeks, I've heard.
Nice.
So that'll be great. I heard on the ride in this morning, I listened to a little radio, and they were Jody Mack was saying put Ranger in the bullpen. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Scott Boras would burn down Citizens Bank Park if he tried to pull that move.
Yeah,
Because he just switched agents to Scott Boras. There's no way that's a move you can pull
In a
for
contract
guy
year?
in a contract year. Hey, Ranger, I know you've been great all these years, but we're going to put you in the bullpen now. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm going to leave.
Nah, just get an arm. Get some bullpen arms.
So
Should be able
Taiwan's
get
going to
a
go to the bullpen. Spencer Turnbull is out there throwing. The only reason I say to bring him in is just because it won't cost you anything. Like, you're still going to need a bullpen upgrade at the trade deadline. That's very, very obvious.
multiple upgrades.
At least you might need if Romano doesn't. God, I hate saying that name.
Romano.
Romano.
It doesn't
Romano.
sound right.
It's all
Romano.
terrible. The whole experience is
Yeah.
terrible so far. If he doesn't figure it out, you're gonna need 2.
Come on, dude. He would pitch against the Giants, the Cards, and the Braves. Scoreless innings.
We'll get to the
Clean.
Braves today.
Yeah.
That's an enjoyable part.
And he had a clunker yesterday. He came in.
Look at you all
Dude,
Romano.
what do you
Romano.
have? Romano.
Romano.
Romano, yeah.
El Stinko.
He had a lead. It's hard for him to get in the headspace to come out and be
6
focused.
runs?
Yeah, it's slop time. He's not a slop man. It's Romano. He's not a slop guy.
Romano.
He
He
can't
is
come
the
in a
slop.
slop situation.
He's slop, all right. He looks
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
belongs in Boogie Nights. Yeah.
Little Diggy.
Yeah, he's like a little Diggy
This is
/
terrible.
70s porn star.
Hey, Stott's looking nice in the leadoff.
Stott does look nice in the leadoff. The offense overall, I feel pretty good about. We'll get in.
real good. I mean, Harper with Schwarber protecting him, getting pitches, and now he's on fire. He's heating up. Bohm's luck's changing. Well, I said at the pub yesterday, they're like, oh, Bohm's
Is that
up.
7 in a row for him now?
7 games with
Yeah.
a hit, yeah. And he's had a couple where, like, when he needed to get on, hey, the ball bounces off a glove.
Yeah, offense you feel okay about. I like Stott up in the leadoff. Kepler, I just fear you're waiting for the injury. Like, that's how I view him. Is like, hey, this is fine. This is good.
Ticking time bomb almost.
Yeah, like, when's
when's
it
it
gonna
going to
be?
happen?
He looks strong, man. He's strong.
That's
out
just
there.
the way I view him. It sucks. I'm not
Germans don't get hurt.
yeah, yeah, right. But overall, the bullpen's a disaster. It's hard to watch, and the most frustrating part of it is that Alvarado is just getting thrown in situations he shouldn't be throwing.
A lot of innings. See if it holds
Yeah,
up.
he's gonna burn out.
We'll see. We'll see.
Go get Turnbull. Just throw some cash. at him.
Turnbull?
He's throwing for people right now.
no.
He's
Hey,
gonna get hurt
Rojas
too.
has looked good. He's getting on
Rojas is-
base. He's
I have this for Bob Cooney. We're gonna buy or sell Rojas.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you buying?
For what?
As
Fourth outfielder?
a
Yes.
legit starting center fielder.
No.
That's kind of where I am
Nope.
too.
Kepler will be your center fielder in about 6 weeks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think they're upgrading the corner?
Yeah. Otto Kemp.
Yeah, you got
Keep
a
your
name
eye on this kid.
You got a name already in
Dude,
mind?
he's bashing the ball in AAA right now. He's got 7 home runs, I think. And he's an infielder. He's played his 3rd game now in left field. So they're gonna transition him.
Great name, by the way, too.
Right-handed
Otto. Strong
bat,
name,
a little
yeah.
power.
Strong name, yeah.
Now, I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, but I saw Bo Wolf posted the Ultimate NFL Draft Guide name issue where he dives into the names of players. And I'm a big proponent of the name. Does it sound like the player? Like, does it sound like
Oh,
they
it has
belong?
to. Of course, yeah.
Otto Kemp sounds like it belongs.
Oh, yeah.
Is that strictly
Got
because
Otto, he's got to be German too. Otto Kemp.
Otto Kemp?
Next to
yeah,
Max
dude.
Kepler.
is that strictly because of Matt Kemp that I'm thinking this?
I don't know. He's got Otto Kemp. Find a picture. He's got a strong mustache.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's
The
a strong
German
stash.
outfield, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strong.
Yeah. Is Mr. Feinberg with us?
He's here, yeah.
All right, let's bring him in. The brain.
Brain. Brad the Brain Feinberg.
Brad the Brain Feinberg brought to us by Bet Parks. This is The Grind with Brain.
Hello, Brad. How are you?
Outstanding. How are you guys? It was good, very good weekend for me. So I'm in a
Very
cheery
good
mood.
weekend with you.
That sounds
betting,
like a
or-
man that took the Oklahoma
I had
City
a great
Thunder.
weekend. I had a very outstanding weekend. I actually, it's funny though. I probably, guys, lost, and this is a strong statement, my favorite baseball bet of my lifetime. I'd go that far. It was
Really?
probably as most money I've lost, I think, in a game since I've been doing this. I went all in on Hunter Green getting odds
Oh, that's your
against a
boy.
minor league pitcher making his first start. And I lost, like when I tell you how much money I lost in that one, it was enough to freaking pay off the national debt. But despite that loss,
We talking like over 10 G's?
oh,
What?
that was the appetizer.
You're
That was the
crazy,
appetizer.
brother.
That was the appetizer. No, I lost, but
And you still had a
think
good
my winning
weekend.
percentage.
Yeah, and he still had a good weekend.
I know, because I think my winning percentage this week, and I think I probably bet like 40 things, and I probably went like 34-6. And like that one bet was really, really bad, but I won almost everything I did. So good weekend. Hunter Green won, man, it would have been an amazing weekend. But I guess, I still don't understand how he was. It's funny, guys. I thought that line for sure would move my way. I bet it on the open, and all this avalanche of money kept coming in on the Orioles, and I still don't get it. I mean, I was wrong. Hunter Green had his worst bad game in a long time, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. But interesting sports weekend, guys, for sure.
So how diverse was your portfolio this weekend? Was it majority
I
baseball?
mean, I had a
lot
ton of
NBA?
props. My props basically. I'm mostly like swept the board in almost every. I have to even think if I lost any. I won almost literally every prop I put in. It was a crazy record. So that was good. And then I live bet big, which was it was close decision, but I had Golden State needing to win by 8, and they won by 10. I took them at halftime, getting 5.5 points. That was my right there with Hunter Green is my biggest bet, which did get home. But again, I always say live bet these things, guys. You can hopefully find stuff that you find edge in, or whatnot. And again, what's funny, when I spoke to you guys on Friday, I said I thought Peyton Pritchard was a crazy number that they made his over under so low, and he went way over, which made me feel good because he averages 14. They made his over under 8.5, and he went over in the first 3 minutes. So that did make me happy. But look, again, playoffs are a different story. It's interesting. Some guy, you got to monitor the minutes, because some guys you think are going to get minutes didn't. One bet I did have yesterday, which lost. I took DeAndre Hunter, Cleveland Cavaliers, who's had like 5,000 straight double-digit games, played limited minutes, got a goose egg for whatever reason. They didn't play him. So sometimes you just don't know what the minute situation is going to be, guys.
Brad, how do you view a live bet on like an Oklahoma City Thunder when a team jumps out to such a massive lead? Logic tells you that the underdog at that point is going to make a run at some point. How do you view like the team's dominance versus the live line and a blowout What's your thinking
Yeah,
there?
Jim, it's right. My biggest money maker in life has been fading exactly what you just said, because
Yeah.
everyone thinks what you just say, and that has made me, more than anything I've ever done in my life, is doing exactly the opposite of what
Okay.
you just said. People expect the better team to always give back their edge, right? They always think that. Now, I don't mess when it's a 50-point game like that. That wouldn't be a kind of game I'm talking about. But the thing I've done the best in, and I'm not even afraid to share my secret, because the masses still just think it's the opposite. And maybe
Yeah.
one day, 20 years from now, it'll change, but I'm not worried. When I have the better team trying their hardest, taking points, death, taxes, and that wins. And people always assume that the team that is losing is going to come back. Now, in a game like that, what I almost did, and I couldn't quite get it, I was looking to bet Oklahoma City to pick in the third quarter, because I know I'm still going to get SGA in the third quarter for 12 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So for those 12 minutes, I'm still going to get a real team or whatnot. But because I had to lay a half, I couldn't quite get myself there. But that is again, I'm not afraid of the better team in games, but again, not when it's a 50-point game. That's a little bit too much for me.
Very nice and blue today, color coordinated. I like it. You look handsome.
Well, I mean, every now and then, my friend, every now and then.
Yeah. We got in the chat. They say we might have someone with a worse hat game than you. They're
ripping me today, Brad.
Yeah, we do have a live
Nah,
poll
what's
going right
wrong with
now
this hat?
on that, so we'll find out at the end.
Wait, what is wrong with this hat? Actually, I don't even think it's bad.
That's just a golf hat. People not a fan of the golf
Yeah,
hat.
it's not bad.
Golfers are getting
What's
ripped today, Brad.
We got golf
No,
hats. and then we
I
got
think
free
he
swag
looks quite
hats by
nice.
Bree.
I actually like it. Maybe that's an indictment, though.
Yeah, I think that's a problem.
Maybe I
Bree
shouldn't
likes
say that. Probably lowered it that much more. Like now they're like, we told you it sucked. I actually like it. So I think it looks nice.
How'd you do in our little competition this weekend?
Oh.
Well, it's funny. On Friday, that was the bad day for me. I think I went 1-2, but then we won the last 4, so we went 5-2. I'm up to 15-16.
Oh man, I'm at 7-14.
Oh,
I started
Well-
0-6. I'm clawing my way back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there.
By the way,
Trash man,
15-16 is nothing to be proud of. It's still awful. So I'm not saying anything. I've been picking again. Unfortunately, I've been picking the wrong ones to give, which you had stuff evens out, but but yeah, listen, you got some stuff for today for me? I got 3.
Course, man.
Well, Brad, don't put yourself down, because it's like outrunning a bear here. You don't have to be faster than VG, or you just have to be faster than VG. You don't have to be the fastest guy in the race.
Outrunning a bear.
I mean,
love it.
I'll
absolutely
go first.
love it.
I could steal your Nick Lodolo pick, but I'm just
Is he a
going
big
to.
Lodolo guy?
Yeah. I guarantee
I
he's
didn't
got
take
the
Nick
first
Lodolo.
5 innings. I guarantee he's got.
No,
Reds' first 5 innings.
I did look at that, but I didn't do it. But
He's
I did
coming off
look at it.
paternity
You know,
leave.
well.
He's feeling good. He's got the new kid.
What, you think he's rested off paternity leave?
Yeah.
Right.
No, the Reds sent me chapter 7, 11, 9, and 14. So I don't think I can. I don't think I can go back to them for at least a little bit.
So I'm going to go. I'm taking the Reds. I'm taking the under in that game, Reds Marlins. I think Lodolo pitched well. I think the Reds have no more offense left after this weekend. So I think it'll be a low-scoring game and the Reds win. So under in Reds Marlins.
Okay. I'm going to start off NBA. Like this bet quite a bit. I think it's a tremendous bet. Christian Braun. Okay. He averages, listen to this, guys. He averaged for the year 15.4. He went 52-28 over 12.5 points. His last 30, he's 21-9 to the over, averaging 16.7. He got 45 minutes in the game against the Clippers. Now, he happened to get only, I think, 12 points, and he went under. And I don't care. I mean, again, process over result. This is a bet to me that clearly should win. And again, I like very, very much Christian Braun over 12.5 points. I think this line is at least 1.5 too short. There's obviously not going to be a tie. They're not going to make it 14, but I think that's a bet that clearly wins 3 out of 5. You play -120 on the Park site right now.
All right, I'm gonna do what always gets me. I'll take the Phillies and Nola tonight. And
Oh boy.
yeah, I feel good about that.
Well, they have the pitching on paper. They have the pitching matchup all series.
McGill, yeah. I like it.
I mean, Nola to me,
You
it's
hate
funny,
Nola.
and
I get it.
well, it's funny. I was going to give out. I do. I hate him in the beginning of the years. I was going to give out, but the line changed, so I can't do it. But just for everyone, if anyone has the ability to get this, I got it, but unfortunately, it's not now widely available and it's not at Parks. But I bet Nola to give up over 4.5 hits. I don't get that line. It should have been 5.5. Now it is 5.5. But if anyone can get a 4.5, I do recommend that. He's not pitching well, and again,
No.
I don't 4.5 hits is that's like a low number. Usually it's 4.5 or 4.5 for people pitching great, or for people who don't pitch a lot of innings, or 5.5 if you stink. So to me, I just think this number is off. But it's not. I can't give that out because that's not what the number is right now. But we are going to go to baseball. Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray is one of the premier strikeout pitchers in baseball. Now he's coming off an arm injury where he didn't really pitch much last year, and his innings have been very slim or low to start the year, but that's because he's been throwing a lot. He's been walking guys, but he's still been throwing 95 plus pitches. I bet him over 5.5 strikeouts. Again, this is one of the best strikeout pitchers in the sport. Okay, in the sport, his last two starts he has gotten 7 and 8. Juice was very low. I think it's one. I think it's one off. I would have bet Robbie Ray over 6.5 strikeouts, but I think it should be. So I like over 5.5 for Robbie Ray.
All right, I'm going to go to Detroit. I like the Tigers at home versus the Padres tonight, -127. That's my third and final pick.
And then I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to go Gavin Williams, and I'm going to take his strikeouts. Yeah, it's funny. Let me see. I took a big price on under 5.5 strikeouts, and you can still get, actually Parks is the best price in the world right now. Gavin Williams under 5.5 strikeouts. Look at this. Now, again, the Yankees do strike out a lot, and I get it's a quote unquote good matchup, but they also are second in the league in runs scored. He's 14-7 to this under the last 2 years. He's averaging 4.8 strikeouts. He's 3-1 and under this year. You're going to give me a bet. The guy averages about 1 strikeout less than that. Granted, against a team that does K more than the average bear, but they also can knock him out of the game early. I'm going to take my chances getting juice that Gavin Williams doesn't get there. And I also if you prefer, I also do like the under and outs as well. It's 15.5 for him. I don't think he gets there either, but just for these purposes, I'll just give out the strikeouts.
All
right,
good,
Brad.
Good luck, brain.
Yeah, 2 NBA playoffs.
Hey, listen, man, I need it.
We got Pistons Knicks tonight and Clippers Nuggets. Anything jumping out to you in either of those?
Listen, I think these games will be close. Pistons really you give up a 21-0 run. That really hurt. Clippers had that game. They blew it. I think the Clippers are the better team. I really do. I do think the Clippers win. Didn't bet it, though. Didn't bet it. I look to live bet these things. See what the scores at halftime, how the game is going at that point. But I did not. I do. Again, you can get 3.5 rebounds for Jalen Brunson. That's a great bet, too. Take his under. He goes under that about 2/3 of the time. But the game itself, lean Detroit, lean Clippers.
On the ice tonight, did you bet the Kings? I know you bet them in the series.
Yeah, I did. I have the Kings pretty big in the series. So to me, that's something that I told you I think the wrong side, as I said, is favored. So hopefully I am proven correct, and they get it done.
Anything else in hockey for tonight?
Tonight, let me bring up the lines right now. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, look, the Capitals Canadians game, God, Montreal, it's incredible they got in the playoffs, but the price is so high. That's a pass for me. I do lean the Blues. I took them as for a small bet in the series. You can get around plus 165 or so. They were 50-50 game. They gave up a goal in the last 2 minutes to lose. I do think that game is 50-50. I told you I do like the Kings. That would probably be my favorite bet of the night in terms of the NHL card.
Cool. You're usually clean shaven on Mondays. What's happening? You going to Bender for 420 yesterday?
No, it's not. It's funny. I'm feeling it right now. It's not bad. I mean, actually, I could tell you what happened. Actually, I do have the answer. We went. That's always a reason with me in my stupid life. Victoria asked me to shave. She likes it when I'm unshaven, but she likes it when it's either like more like what you got going on, VG, where it's actually a kind of somewhat in, or when it's completely smooth. And we went out with friends on Saturday night, and she goes, "Can you shave?" So okay, so I shaved, and now this is whatever. This is what I got.
Yeah.
So I'm not cleanly shaven.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I got to blame the missus for everything. I can't ever accept
It's always a
responsibility
guilty
for
You
it.
going to, were you going to a fancy place where she want you clean shaven?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It was a nice place. It was fancy schmancy.
What'd you
So
have?
actually, I said to I go, they didn't take our order for the entrees until an hour and a half into the meal. And no, I'm not lying. I'm like, is this normal? It's like, yeah, don't you do fine dining? I'm like, nah, I still like my freaking cheesesteaks.
What you go with? What you get?
I got the chicken parm.
Oh man, you good thing Anthony's
Yeah,
sick.
good thing Anthony's not here,
He's
man.
turning over in his bed right now.
Oh.
Chicken parm.
What's wrong with that?
He felt that. He
dude.
felt that.
Anthony
what's wrong
loves
with chicken
chicken
parm?
parm because it's not an Italian dish. They don't serve it in Italy. It's an American Italian dish. It's not authentic Italian.
Either veal or eggplant.
Yeah, no chicken parm.
Well,
Delicious,
it's
though.
funny. I do love veal parm too, and I was gonna get the veal, and then the waiter said something about the chicken, and I switched. It was like a last
Can't
minute
go
thing.
wrong. It's a
I'll go to the
safe
veal
play.
out of respect, Anthony. Next time, I didn't know this. In fairness to me, my first time learning it.
Yeah, don't
correct
mention
that.
it to him.
We
that
won't
you
bring
ate
this
the
up when
chicken
he's
parm.
back.
No, I'm not. I'm just correcting that mistake, and I will not let it. I will not let that happen to me again. I didn't know that was etiquette that I broke.
Yeah, how dare you? Oh, Brad, great work as
Exactly.
always. Thanks for adjusting times for
Appreciate-
us today.
Thanks, Brain.
We'll,
You guys are the
see
best.
you
Appreciate
tomorrow.
you both so much.
Yeah, see
Be
you,
good,
Brad.
guys. Bye bye.
There he is, Mr. Brad Feinberg, on behalf of Bet Parks. Zach Berman is going to join us in about 3 minutes, and one of my goals is to be promptly on time for Zach Berman. I don't want to waste a second of his time this week, as it's NFL Draft Week. That man is going to be busy. So let's take care of some business and tell you about some of our friends here at PHLY.
All right. We love our friends over at Ace Hardware Home Services because they take all the stress out of those annoying home repairs that people like me and Jamie have no ability to fix or do. So if you got a leaky pipe, Ace Hardware Home Services, they're around the block with everything you need to fix it, including, most importantly, the right people to do the fixing. Got an air conditioning issue? Better get to it. They got a person for that because it's heating up. I actually turned my air on this weekend.
That's outrageous.
Wow, my dogs were panting like crazy.
Yeah.
You got a faucet you said you fixed last fall? Well, they got people for that too because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks. Nope. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From plumbing to heating and cooling, they got trusted pros to keep your house humming all year long at Ace Hardware Home Services. They're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store right now to your front door. So to get working on your next home repair, visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at www.acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started.
And let me tell you about our friends at Parks Casino. It's my casino of choice. Why? Because it's right down the road, super convenient to get to. Everybody knows where it is. And they got the action excitement, including some headline entertainment, plus thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sports book, a beautiful poker room, an all-weather beer garden, which is great, and a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. All right, boys, we got tickets coming up for a couple headliners.
Here we go.
Comedian Brian Reagan on November 22nd.
Good, funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
Comedian, you didn't have anything for Brian Reagan? Isn't
No,
he,
we don't.
like, no?
We kind of stay away from the comedian thing.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, that's sweet. I don't know a lot of these up and coming comedians.
Oh, no, he's a...
He's legit?
Yeah. Isn't he the doll guy?
No, that's the Hot Pockets guy.
No,
no,
that's
that's
Jim
Jim
Gaffigan.
Gaffigan.
Come on, man. All right, comedian Russell Peters on September 27th. May 16th, you got Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her done.
May 30th, country artist Ashley McBride.
I never wanted to be that girl. Never wanted to hate myself.
June
Yeah.
6th, we got the sounds of Taj Mahal and Keb Mo.
Woke up in the morning, baby. Had them Statesboro blues.
Wow.
Statesboro, Georgia, that is.
It's good work by you. June 14th, Clutch in concert.
Bang, 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 bang. Vamonos, vamonos.
Yeah, July 3rd, I want to get out to this one. Gary Clark Jr. You got anything for him?
Oh,
Of course
yeah.
he does. He's a,
Here come old flap top. He go grooving up slowly.
You see the way his little body moves?
What an idiot. July 12th, we got comedian Mark Normand.
Okay. I think he's funny.
Yeah. We
Let
like
me
Mark.
go,
Look up some of
We
their
like
big
Mark.
jokes. July 18th, Casey and the Sunshine Band.
That's the way.
I like it.
September 6th, the English reggae and pop band UB40.
Red wine.
All right, that's enough singing out of you two. Don't forget dinner and drinks before the show at the Liberty Bell Gastro Pub and Beer Garden, Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, or at Chickies and Peaks. Visit parkscasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, this portion of the show is presented to you by our friends at Parks Casino. And I'm a minute 13 late, and I feel awful. Mr. Zach Berman joins the show. Zach, I was trying to be punctual, and I'm a whole minute 13 late. I'm sorry.
Tom Coughlin would be disappointed in you.
I'm a little disappointed in myself, you know. Zach, we had to get you on this week as it is draft week. Now, you, Fran, and Mr. Wolf are going to be bringing us the most extensive, fantastic, just great coverage Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the draft. Big week ahead. How you feeling? Did you stretch last night? Did you carbo load? Are you ready for the week ahead?
I'm so excited, right? This is a fun week every year, especially on the PHLY Eagles show, right? Because we spent so much time leading up to it, discussing it. It's even better this year, obviously having Fran on board. But yeah, I'm eager to see. It's I think a more difficult. This is an obvious statement. It's a more difficult draft to predict for the Eagles because they're at 32, right? If you're, when of the year, if you take 2 years ago, coming off the Super Bowl, they had the number 10 pick. You knew Jalen Carter was a guy they really liked. That was where a lot of the conversation focused on. This year at 32, it's a different situation. I do think that the Eagles are a better option to trade up than most fans might be giving them credit for.
I think because of this, Zach, the most interesting part of this upcoming weekend is Dallas Goedert. I mean, I know he's not going to bring you like a ton, but like you talk about a sweetener in a deal to potentially move up. If you find a team with some cap space that wants to extend him for 3 years or whatever, you can't get much better of a sweetener than that on a draft day trade.
Yeah, I don't think Goddard would do much as far as a sweetener moving up in round one. I think if anything, he could be a sweetener moving up from like the
third, second,
fifth round to the fourth round or something like that. Okay. Yeah, like I would really caution fans to view Goddard as a round one sweetener. I could be wrong there, but the entire league has known he's been available since the end of the season, and he's still on the Eagles right now.
Hey, Zach, is that because he's going to want an extension and his injury history?
Yeah, it's the extension. It's that Dallas Goedert. The reason why the Eagles would be moving on from him is not because of the player he is. It's because they don't want to pay him $14 million this upcoming season. Goedert is in a position where he has no guaranteed money on his deal. He would want a new deal. You look at what the tight end market is now. The Trey McBride deal that Arizona gave a few weeks ago, that raised the tight end market. So if you were hoping for a discount from Goedert, I think that's hard to find. Now, obviously, it's different when you're a 24, 25-year-old player compared to someone who's going to be 30. But I would be surprised if, I think the market's limited by the fact that he's going to want a new deal and he's going to want a fair deal.
Do you think someone's going to want to? Do you think someone will pay him that $14 million?
Yeah, if he's a free agent right now, Zach? What's he get on an open market?
It's a great question because the challenge here is that you make less in April than you would in March, right? If the Eagles were to cut him back in February and he hit the open market, I think he would have been the highest paid tight end in this free agent class. So Evan Ingram, what was that? I think Evan Ingram's deal would kind of be the template. He would be above Evan Ingram from my expectation.
2 year, 23 mil, I think it was.
Yeah. Okay. So then right there, you're looking at like
signing bonus of 8.
Yeah. So probably in that 12 to 15 range would be what you're looking at for Goddard is my guess, and closer to 12 than 15 at that age. But given the fact that when he's healthy, he's been a really productive player. And I think there is a thought, at least from Goddard's side, that if he was in a different offense where he is more featured, you would see more production from him. You look at the New Orleans game last year. He had a huge game look at the conditions there. AJ Goddard was not. I'm sorry, AJ Brown was not on the field.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith was not on the field. So there's always been this thought with Goddard that if he's featured more, he would obviously have more production.
So I get it from Goddard's standpoint, Zach, but is there just no scenario where he walks? Like he plays his final year and walks? Is that just off the table entirely?
Well, I think from the Eagles' end, yes. I mean, because the contract's not guaranteed right now. If he's on the roster for week 1, he's guaranteed $14.5 million, right? I don't think there's a scenario where the Eagles pay him what he's owed in the 2025 season.
But if he gets 12 on the open market, like roughly, like don't you just let him walk after a year? Like I'd much rather have him than not.
Yeah, but not at that. I don't think the Eagles plan on having him at that price. So when the Eagles were doing their bookkeeping for this year, I don't think they had a scenario in place for Dallas Goedert to be on the roster at $14.5 million.
So are they basically? Do you think their mentality is they saw the offense without him for a chunk of time and it didn't drop off dramatically? So they're basically saying it didn't drop off like $6 million worth.
I think when they structured this, I think that's a fair point, VG. But I think when they structured this contract, when they gave it to him a few years ago, 2025 was not in their plans then, right? And usually when you look at the Eagles contracts, you can see when the guaranteed money comes off the books, and that's like when they're looking to move on from the player, typically, right? So I think this has gone back a few years now. Yeah, but they did see they were able to win games last year without him. They're a better football team when he's on the field than when he's off it. But it's just this is not any evaluation of the player. This is an evaluation of the cost.
All right, Zach. So it's Monday of draft week. Is it you're sensing a trade up as opposed to a trade down? I think when you poll most Eagles fans right now, everybody kind of feels like they're not going to pick at 32. You think a move up is more likely than a move back?
I'm going to sound like one of these obvious reporters and being like, they could move up, they could move down, they could sense. I think moving up is more of a possibility than people tend to think. And the reason I say that is the general sentiment when you're at 32 is that they're going to try to trade back. Because oftentimes the pool of players you're looking at
for a team, you get out of the fifth year.
Exactly. And especially this year when, look, the Cleveland Browns are drafting 34. Let's say they're looking to get a quarterback at 34. If a team wants to move in front of Cleveland, it would behoove them to trade the 32, get that fifth-year option. You saw the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they traded the 32 pick. Actually, they move back, they get Dallas Goedert, right? So it all kind of comes together
Lamar
there.
Jackson, was that?
Yeah.
And
then, and that was Lamar
changed
Jackson.
the
and
course of the NFL there.
That very well might be Jalen Milroe this year, right? So I think that you tend to think 32, move back, you get draft capital. The player, the pool of candidates that you're looking at 32 is probably no different than the pool of candidates at 35, right? Or 40. They're not taking a quarterback at 32. That said, when I look at it, the volume of picks the Eagles have, they have some sweeteners that they can attach, whether it's, they have extra fifth rounders this year, they have extra, picks next year that they can package in a deal. And if there's a player like Mykel Williams from Georgia who's starting to slip into the early 20s, I think that's where you can see Howie get aggressive. Now Howie was patient last year, and if Walter Nolan were to fall and he's on the board at 32, that is the home run pick. That's the it's like Quinyon Mitchell last year. It's the don't overthink it. How did this work out? It's like Nolan Smith 2 years ago. And whenever you hear someone say he's not going to be on the board at 32. Remember, people didn't think Quinyon Mitchell was going to be on the board at 22 last year. People didn't think Nolan Smith was going to be on the board at 31 2 years ago. Or at 32 years ago. So that's kind of the I think if there's a player they're most likely to take in the first round, it's Walter Nolan. I think if there's a position that they're most likely to trade up for, it's edge rusher.
Now, interestingly, the Mel Kiper and Todd McShay mocks this weekend. Mel Kiper had Walter Nolan going in the top 20. Todd McShay, I believe, had Walter Nolan on the board at 32. He's kind of one of those could go anywhere and change that. But I tend to agree with you. I think edge rusher is something they want to make a little bit of a move here with. It would be pretty exciting if they could move up and get an edge rusher. Because at this point, with how well they've drafted over the last 4 years, Zach, I'm good with whatever they do. You know what I mean? Like they're nailing it.
Yeah, and, and especially second round picks, right? And that's where, like, if you're up the thought, trade back. This is a team that's really hit on their second round picks in recent years. Whether you're looking at Cooper DeJean, you're looking at Landon Dickerson, you're looking at Cam Jurgens. They've the track record there is particularly strong. It's so hard to predict when you're at the bottom of the
Sure.
round. And edge rusher is a spot where, by the way, the Eagles have had mixed results, whether it's signing or drafting players in recent years, right? Now the Nolan Smith pick looks like it's going to hit, and this is a deep edge rusher draft class. I think if there's one that you're particularly intrigued by, and I think Mykel Williams is the best fit, then it makes sense to trade up into that early 20 range. I wouldn't move up higher than that because I wouldn't give up the second round pick. But if you're looking at, a first, a third, or a first, a third, and a fifth, then that's a conversation worth having. That said, you have to, when you're kind of talking about those terms, you have to say that third round pick may very well be your Dallas Goedert replacement. Is it worth doing? And that's why, unless it's a situation where you're really convinced on that the player has star qualities to move up for, you're better off sticking at 32 or even moving back a few spots, because I don't think it's worth trading up unless you think the guy is like a top 10, top 15 player who somehow slipped. Otherwise, stay where you are and see who's on the board there.
Could they possibly think Campbell is that top 10, top 15 round pick? An injury history guy, supremely talented, has all the size and athleticism that Stout loves. Could they view him as one of those types, you think?
Will Campbell, you mean?
Yes.
I don't think Will Campbell's going to get past the fourth pick in the draft. I could be wrong there. I mean, if
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Ohio State kid. I'm blanking on his name.
Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons. Oh, yeah. Okay. Josh Simmons. That's an intriguing one. And yeah, I think Josh Simmons would be particularly interesting. Now, the fascinating question with any offensive lineman that I think you need to have this conversation with Stoutland in the draft room is, can this guy play guard? And the reason I say that is because if you're trading up, giving up draft capital for a tackle, and then you're waiting 3 years for him, because I do think Lane's going to play 2 more years, or Lane wants to play 2 more years here, right? So you would have to think the guy can play guard. And in Josh Simmons' case, that could happen. There's a projection there. I know Kelvin Banks is a player who you think can play guard and tackle. He doesn't have the same athletic profile as Josh Simmons. So it's a really good question, Jamie. And I think that if they trade up for someone, they're trading up for the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're trading up for a safety.
Yeah.
They're not trading up for a tight end. If they trade up, he's playing edge rusher, he's playing defensive tackle, or he's playing offensive line.
Actually,
those 3 spots.
Before VG asks his question, how far does Tyler Warren have to drop till they consider it? Like 16, 17?
I don't think they're trading up for a tight end.
That would be a lot
simply
of fun.
don't. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's how the Eagles plan to allocate their resources. It would be a lot of fun. He's a really good player, and he's gonna be a really good player for a different team.
What if he's like 6th on their board and he's there at pick 16? Like, come on, Zach,
yeah,
give me a little hope.
Do you think he's going to fall to 16?
Probably not, but you never know.
It's the same thing. Like, I think Malachi Starks is one of the best players in this draft. Malachi Starks, if the Eagles took him, would be a starting safety for the Eagles this season, and I think he'd be a starting safety for the Eagles for the next 5 to 8 years, perhaps, right? But I don't think the Eagles are trading up for a safety. I don't think the Eagles are trading up for a tight end. If you're putting multiple picks together, it's the guys playing the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and then you're logical. I just want to dream a little.
Hey, Zach, if they do land like a Waller Nolan, how does that impact Jordan Davis? Do they do that 5th
question.
option?
I think the 5th-year option needs to be independent of that. Jordan Davis is a different type of player, obviously from the nose tackle perspective. Now, the Eagles think Nolan that Jordan Davis has more upside here than what he's shown. I think they're expecting him to play more snaps this season. Internally, they like Jordan Davis. Everything I've heard this year is that they're not looking to move on from Jordan Davis. But that 5th-year option is a notable financial commitment given the way he's played. Walter Nolan, I think you're looking at that as more of a I don't want to say Milton Williams replacement because you have more Ojima in the building, but it's just adding talent to the interior. The talent there is too good to pass up. I don't think that inhibits you or prohibits you from giving Davis the 5th-year option, but certainly it would affect the playing time distribution, I would imagine, for Davis, and that has to factor into it as well.
And that option's got to be May 1st. They have to make the decision on that option.
Yeah. So that's coming up here. They've been cryptic about it. If I were in Howie's shoes, I would offer Jordan Davis an extension that is at the lower price of that 5th-year option next year, brings down the cap number, but still keeps him as part of the building, because I still think he's a rare player with the traits and the personality that you want to keep, but you're not keeping him if he's playing 35-40% of the snaps.
So are we going to get investigative reporter Zach Berman this week? Because A.J. Brown's car was stolen last night, Zach. Are you going to crack the case here?
I have a bevy of draft calls to make today. I haven't called the police department regarding AJ Brown's car. Look, I found AJ's video to be I can't put myself in the mind of someone who steals cars. Okay, I wouldn't be very good at it. Number one, I'm not a fast driver, and I don't know a thing about stealing cars. But if I were to steal a car and someone would say, just give it back to me and you're off the hook scotch-free, that seems like a pretty compelling offer, because the flip side to that would be like, but
jail time.
Yeah.
Maybe someone just took it out to get detailed for him.
Yeah, sure. I would say good luck to AJ, but I saw that it happened in 3 minutes? So that's pretty
yeah, I think with the technology these days, they can just scan like the key fobs and kind of like unlock and start it remotely. It's kind of scary.
You see, Jamie, I got to give you credit. You know far more about stealing cars than I
do. Well, Zach, 2 o'clock today. Looking forward to it. It's a great week here at PHLY. You should tell everybody you know that Fran, Bo, and Zach are going to be bringing you wall-to-wall extensive Eagles draft coverage Thursday, Friday, and Saturday during the draft. I'll be filling in Thursday afternoon with Rich Hoffman to give you guys a little break before draft night. You can get in right now to become a diehard at allphly.com. We got a little bit of a draft special going on. $36 a year. Get you full access to Zach Berman, Bo Wolf, and Fran Duffy. Not to mention Les Bowen and Jim Salisbury and Bob Cooney and Charlie O'Connor and Kyle Newbeck and Derek Bodner. So it's a great deal. It's a great time to get in and become a diehard. And looking forward to this week ahead, Zach.
Yeah, appreciate that. Quick plug here. Today's show, 2 o'clock, like you said, going to be an awesome show. We have Fran Duffy and Princeton wide receivers coach Brian Flynn. Coach Flynn, you can guest on the show. We're breaking down the wide receivers in this draft. We have some fun shows coming up the next 2 days, and then you mentioned the big draft shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where we're going live the whole time. You mentioned the diehard deals. I have something coming out this week. I was going to do 30 thoughts on the draft broken up into 2 parts, but because you said this $36 offer, I'm going to tell the audience right now, I'm going to add 6 more thoughts into that. Right, so 36 Eagles draft thoughts. That'll be on allphly.com. I'll have my final 7-round mock draft coming out on Wednesday. We'll have the full first-round mock draft coming out. We'll have comprehensive coverage from Howie and Nick after every pick. So make sure you're a diehard this week. Oh, and Fran's best-in-class draft coverage as well.
Love it. And you got Coach Flynn on today, and I heard you guys kind of bat this around a little bit last week. Not impossible they take a wide receiver, right?
Not impossible at all. Not impossible. And so I'm going to pick the brains of Fran and Coach Flynn to hear what they have to say about this class.
Love it. Love it. All right, Zach, thanks for your time as always, and we'll see you at 2 o'clock.
Appreciate it, guys. Talk soon.
See ya. There he is, the great Zach Berman.
That's great.
Dude, last year, look, I wasn't I was still doing the Philly show, so I was just watching the draft at home.
Mm-hmm.
Their coverage as an Eagles fan is so much better than the national show, because the national show is great and all, but like, I don't care who the Tennessee Titans are taking. I don't care what Cam Ward thinks about the best running. You know what I mean? To get up to the date, just like live Eagles coverage for the entire round, it was awesome. I think it's up there with the national stuff. So make sure you're tuning in this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Julia and Chris and all the people behind the scenes. It's the draft bonanza, and it's spectacular. So make sure you make PHLY your home. You can find it on TV. just speak into your Xfinity remote. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it all over the place. So make sure you're checking that out this weekend. All right, we got a special guest joining us for the next hour. Let's tell you about some friends here at PHLY, and then we'll bring them in. And that would be our friends at Ashley Furniture. I've seen and shopped at Ashley. It's been around forever. It's a institution of the Delaware Valley. And right now, Ashley Furniture has low prices in full bloom. It's not just the pollen out there. You got Ashley Furniture in full bloom. Spring into savings at Ashley. Save up to 50% off living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms. And you can have it all delivered for free, which is just great. Plus, you get long-term, no-interest financing. You can save on top brand mattresses and get free delivery, setup, and removal. That's the white glove service, folks. Don't wait. Spring into savings now at Ashley, South Jersey, and Philadelphia. Financing with approved credit. Minimum purchase required. Some exclusions may apply. See store for complete details. Hurry to Ashley or visit ashleyfurniture.com.
Let's talk about Bet Parks Sportsbook. Baseball's here. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs are here. So you can bet individual player performances in baseball, like player hits, home runs, RBI, strikeouts, and more. The Bet Parks Sportsbook and online casino apps got you covered. Whether it's Philly baseball, whether it's Connor McDavid to score tonight and Edmonton to win, which pays +295, you can do it all right there at Bet Parks Sportsbook. And if betting sports isn't your thing, there's another way to win a Bet Parks Sportsbook casino app. You can play games like I do. Live Baccarat, live craps, live poker, and, they got the fun slot machines. Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, Cleopatra, Artie the Armadillo. I don't know if you've played him, Jamie, but Artie the Armadillo's great. Play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows like Walking Dead, Squid Games, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders. All your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. New users, check this out. New users, you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparks.com and download the app right now and enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for Bet Parks. You love to play, you play to win, you Bet Parks. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, we're just going to make this a three-man canoe. Give us 30 seconds while we switch it up and bring in our buddy Bobby Cooney. We'll be right back. It's a three-man set all of a sudden. And the man in the middle, an old friend, Bob Cooney.
Jamie, VG, what's going on? Everything good?
Everything is very good.
Good.
Yeah, I just had a week in Florida with the girls. It's flip-flop weather.
He still has the flip-flops,
He's
CG.
always. He's
Oh
never
my
Terrible.
God.
I don't know how anybody puts those heat traps on your
Socks,
feet.
He hates shoes.
It retains the smell and moisture that comes off of your feet with flip-flops.
Flip-flops don't smell because they're always breathing. They're always getting circulation.
No, they have nothing to stop the stinkiness.
Yeah. Them dogs are not smelling fresh.
Yeah, that ain't good.
I walk around
No.
my house and outside too, barefoot most times.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
It bit me one time when I stepped on a dead mouse. That was pretty gross.
Oh, that's gross, dude.
Yeah.
It was live before you stepped on it.
Well, welcome in, Bob.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And for those of you watching that may not be online as much, Bob is going to be doing some Phillies writing for us here with more to come down the line. But you got to go down to the ballpark last week, Bobby. How was it being back in the press box?
Press box, locker rooms,
Yeah.
press conferences. It was good. It's fun, and I appreciate the opportunity that's been given to me
I just got to get my coffee. I forgot.
from PHLY. Yeah, you go ahead. Keep those feet away, though. But yeah, everything's good. Jim Salisbury and I will be doing some Phillies stuff. Yeah, talking to Jim last week. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, more things to come in the future, too.
So first impressions of this team, this locker room, just walking in, just general vibes. I'm not asking you to break down anything, but appears to be one of the better, more veteran kind of everything does everything the right way type of locker rooms you've been in.
It does. I was surprised. Now, I'm not going to act like I've been in the Phillies locker room, for the past 10 years or anything like that. But I was surprised at the calmness of it. Like before, I mean, it's all, just pushed off. The media's in one place. Players really are scattered, not really around. There's not the funness that I kind of expected guys. Like usually when I went into a Phillies locker room in years past, everybody was at their locker. Some guys were off limits. They'd have their backs. You don't go up to them. But there was like nobody around. They brought in Sanchez the day I went. They brought in Real Muto. Sanchez is so good. Oh, my God. He is so good.
Right now, like this current Phillies roster, you can make the case that Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, and Zach Wheeler are 3 of the top 5 free agents in Phillies history.
Yeah.
The Christopher Sanchez deal that they locked him up to, because what's he making, $5.25 million?
It's almost comical.
It might be one of the best deals they've ever signed when you look at a production per dollar value. And they have him for the next 4 years, I believe.
Yeah.
It's
4 years, 22 mil.
4 years, $22 million. And this isn't hyperbole. This guy is becoming, I don't know, a top 10 NL pitcher.
Look, you hear it. I mean, look, he's had 4 starts or whatever, but people
But this
Cy
goes
Young.
back to last
It does.
year.
And the fact that he went from 6'2" to 6'7", or whatever
he
it
does
was.
seem to be growing, doesn't he?
He might be. I mean, we've seen that in people. He might be. Joel Embiid went from 6'11" to 7'2" when he was, hurt with the feet. But he is legit 6'6". I mean, standing next to him in the locker room, I'll say that. He's just got nasty stuff. And you go Luzardo, and you go, of course, Wheeler. And then I just really like Sans Nola, maybe. And maybe he bounces back today against the Mets. But this starting rotation should be
They're
really
nasty.
good.
Rangers going to join them in the next 2 weeks.
Rangers going to be coming back. And, I just think
Or
they're
Taiwan
okay.
Sans, man. He was in the middle of getting it back
Did
together.
you guys notice this? I talked to some people about this, though. I wonder if you guys noticed this. The last time Walker pitched, how the announcers were like almost begging, and we love all the announcers, but they're almost begging, like, for him to be decent. Oh, look at that. That was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate, which they hit off the wall, but still he got up to 94. It's almost like they're begging for him to be something. I just don't think
I feel
he
like
is
we all
anymore.
are. Don't we all want him
but
to be
he's not
something?
it, right? He's got to be your long reliever.
No, he has to be.
Mop up crap
Sure.
guy. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But-
Yeah.
He's holding his own right now. He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks good, man. Come on.
Well, he bounced back to reality a little bit last start
All right,
after
so he
the
had,
error.
49 pitches the other day. Aaron Nola, first 49 pitches tonight. Who will have a more successful first 49 pitches?
Nola, I have memories. Remember when Nola struck out like 10 in a row?
Yeah.
Tied a major league record or whatever.
Yeah.
That was at New York against the
he
Mets.
seems to play well up there.
Yeah, I have good memories of Nola up in New York pitching against the Mets. I don't have good memories of Aaron Nola lately, and I'm not.
that last game, man, he had the first inning he should have been out of with 1 run.
Right,
Should have
And
been.
then he really pitched well until
Settled
that
in
one.
for like 3 innings,
Yeah,
right?
until the fourth. The RAV4.
No, I think he didn't get past the 4th.
I
Might
think
have
it was
been
the
the 5th when
fourth.
he blew up.
Maybe.
Yeah, but his curveball was moving well. I mean,
By the way, this
I'm a
portion of
believer.
the program is brought to you by our friends at Rite Aid. My car is covered in pollen right now. It's allergy season. Stop into your local Rite Aid. Talk to one of your friendly neighborhood pharmacists about maybe over-the-counter stuff or more showers or checking pollen counts, whatever it may be. They can help you out at Rite Aid. So swing into your local Rite Aid today. Aaron Nola is he's oddly one of the most polarizing Philadelphia athletes
bizarre,
ever.
man.
It is, and
Just in this building, in this studio. We got
he's going to
Johnny
end up on
Marks
the Wall of
calling
Fame.
him Joe Blanton.
Yeah, he's going to be one of their best homegrown pitchers ever.
He's probably one of the top 7 Phillies pitchers of all time.
Yeah.
And
No
people,
doubt about
people will cringe when you say that and roll the eyes and all. But if you sit down and crunch the numbers, and I said this, like as he was going through this earlier in the season, I said to somebody at my house, I said, yeah, but when he gets done, we're going to look back and say, wow, he was better than we thought, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, he just
He
is.
stinks
He's-
right now, but I do
doesn't
have confidence.
stink.
He stinks right now. I have confidence he's going to get back to himself.
I
at some
can't believe
level.
I'm doing this. Pretty much my first day of work here. I'm agreeing with Jamie. I think he stinks
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
I know
He
that
stinks
hurts.
right now. Yeah.
Right now he stinks.
He's
Does he have
gotten
the ability
zero
to come
run
back?
support. I
But
think they're
that's his-
averaging 1.2 runs a game that he's pitched so
That's
far.
been his career. He was very much like Cole Hamels, who we'll get into in a little bit because I thought he was awesome yesterday. Cole Hamels had we're going to go up against another team's ace. I'm not going to get any run support. I have to keep this to 2 runs or less. for
Nolan's
my
not
team.
even going up against aces. They're
Right
just-
now he's
it's
not.
just-
But throughout his career, he mostly
Yeah.
hasn't been getting the run support. Has to be great. So he's viewed through that prism, unfortunately, where he just doesn't get the run support.
With the ZRA now, they have to give him 7 runs of run support in order for him to be successful.
Yeah.
So
But strange career
it's
for Aaron.
April. It's April.
it is, and I hear you, VG, and that's
the
totally
weather
true.
has
They're
been
in the
miserable.
third wild card spot right now. It's over 10% of the season. It's not like a 5-game sample size we're talking about.
10% of the season.
Yeah, we're like 11 or 12% of the season.
Yeah, that's still nothing to me.
I mean, it's a war of attrition. And if you keep attritioning with this bullpen, you're going to be out of the playoffs.
Attritioning.
I'm kidding. But this bullpen stinks, Bob.
Yeah,
It's
what
not
was
good.
it? I think they gave up 15 runs in the last 2 games against the Marlins. Of course, our man Romano.
Do you struggle to say the last name too?
Because I'm a huge fan of Everybody Loves Raymond.
And Romano. It's
Romano,
Romano.
but it's not. He's Romano
It's
because
Romano's
he's from
Macaroni
Canada.
Grill.
He's from Canada. They do
Silly
it differently up
Canadians.
there. But yeah, Kirkering was disappointing yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't leave a sweeper hanging like that. You probably could have hit that out of the park
Yeah, let's
yesterday,
not get
Gene.
carried away.
You're a pretty good athlete. But yeah, that is disappointing. You hate to see great outings, or really good outings, I should say. And Luzardo was really good again yesterday. And you hate to see those guys leave in the 7th inning, and then, you just need 2. And for him to blow it, it sucked.
And having to use Alvarado when you shouldn't have to use him is
The day before, yeah.
Talk about a war of attrition. That's not a good early start. You
No.
need to save him.
It was funny. We were driving around when that inning was happening, and the announcers on the radio saying, "Oh, Alvarado's up." Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And he comes in and throws 2 pitches. The kid in me wants to say, seriously? So he's not available on Sunday
I
because he
know.
threw 2 pitches?
Right.
But we all know the warming up factor and all of that. But yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, not
And I love
great.
Kirkering. And they're going to have outings like that. Like
I
Rob
do too,
Thompson
but
said.
I'll be honest. At this point, I think I expected a little more. Fair or unfair, I think I've expected more from Kirkering because he came up as a kid with like no experience and looked like he belonged. I thought there was going to be more at this point, and that may be unfair of me because
I'm
progress isn't
underwhelmed
linear.
as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Progress
So-
isn't linear. He could end up being that
I-
guy, but like
I expected more by now.
I thought he had a chance to like win the closer's job this
Mhm.
year. Like
This
I
is
kinda-
his 2nd year?
third technically because you can't
Came in
count the
half of the
call-up.
year,
But
right.
He came up in like late August, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe
He
mid
still has
August.
nasty stuff.
He
but
does.
He
Are
does.
these
Two
guns
nasty
different?
pitches.
Doesn't everybody have nasty stuff? Does anybody
Yes.
not throw 97, 98, 99 anymore?
Yeah.
With a cutter or a sinker that's going 96, 97?
Yeah.
Like, where's the
Gotham
difference?
sweeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those are 2 nasty pitches, but I don't know. Maybe I expected more because he had such a meteoric rise through the farm system.
He'll be all right. I think he'll be all right.
All right, so Strom, Alvarado, and Kirkering we feel good about. Anybody else?
Coming
You
out
like
of
Big
the
Joe
bullpen.
Ross guy?
Ruiz.
I
No,
like Ruiz
Ross,
okay,
Ruiz,
low
like,
leverage.
aren't they all kind of in the
Yeah,
same little
yep.
bundle
Tanner
there?
Banks.
I hate Tanner Banks. I am so out on that guy. I was out on him last year. I am out. I do not want to see that guy throw.
You know, you see the talk of, oh my God, look how Hoffman's pitching. All right, talk about relaxing. The guy's had what, 6 outings maybe?
Yeah,
he
he's
could
nasty.
6 amazing, ridiculous outings.
Okay, we saw the same thing with whoever was closing Knubel or whatever. Well, who was the guy that was
Corey Knebel?
No, who was closing for him that blew up in the playoffs?
Kimbrel?
And then, he comes in and, he's having a great year. It can fall off quickly.
Yeah,
Just keep your eye on
bullpens
Hoffman.
are fickle beans, but
Hoffman's pitched 10 games. ERA 1.59. 2 earned runs in 10 games.
All right. And how many innings?
I don't know, 10?
he got 3
He's
years,
pitched a game.
33 million. It was
He's
like
pitched a game.
Yeah.
Like,
he
let's
got
look at it that
11
way.
million. Romano, your boy, Romano's macaroni grill.
Romano. You're going to
It's
screw this up.
all
Oh, my,
the
you're going to
time.
bother me.
I still call Jake
Romano.
Cave Nick Cave. Like, I once I get something in my head, it's impossible to change it. I'm just going to call him Romano because I'm comfortable doing it.
No,
He
I'm
has to
comfortable.
earn Romano.
It's Romano.
Romano.
Yeah, man.
Listen, he's the man. Romano, he's the man.
He's not the man. He's got
Well,
to earn
it's
that
that
title.
hard.
Yeah, it is.
Romaine is a lettuce.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Even who would call him Romano anyway? It would be Romano if you're going to get it wrong, not
Yeah, Romano.
Romano.
Well, because then I'm
Now
like
he's got it,
overthinking. It's
Like the
Bob knows
lettuce.
me. My brain's toast.
Always has.
Hoffman's pitched 11.1 innings. More than a game, Bob.
So we got 3 years, 33 million. Your boy Jordan, we'll just go with that. Got 8.5 million for 1.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they didn't want to stretch it to the 33. Early hindsight, because look, the National League is loaded. If you look at the Diamondbacks, they have like baseball's 5th best record, and they're in like 4th place in their own division.
Oh, the West is crazy.
The West is loaded. The Mets are legit. They busted out the Trey Turner standing ovation.
Sweep against the Cardinals. Yeah.
And now you're going up to New York. I don't want to say this is like a big series, but I think
Why not?
Because it's April.
You just said 11% of the season's over.
Yeah, so the
It's a good
12%
handful.
portion of the season
I
is
mean,
a big
come on.
game.
I mean, this is probably
big. This is
20% of the
huge.
games they play against the Mets,
Yeah.
dude.
But I feel like this is a big series.
Sure, why not? Why not treat it that way? Why not treat it like, all right, where are we right now? The Mets are really hot. If you're the Phillies, you're saying, where are we? We're took 3 or 4 from the Marlins. Good. The Phillies, it's funny. I think their winning kind of gets overlooked now because, okay, that's expected.
We expect
oh,
it,
my
yeah.
God, they lost. How did they lose? Why is that? Look at this lineup. Look, we haven't even talked about Stott going to the leadoff spot.
I think he's been great.
Me too. Schwarber hitting behind Harper. Harper's batting percentage is going up like 22 points.
Yeah.
His OPS is through the
Actual
roof.
protection.
Yeah, exactly. And you're all about actual protection, James. So I'm
gotta
all
protect.
for it. Always have been. But I do. I like what he's done with this lineup. I think this is a good baseball team. I really
So do I.
Yeah.
It's just the bullpen is like the most frustrating
Right now,
aspect
yes.
of baseball.
Oh,
Like when
God,
you
yeah.
have a good offensive performance like Saturday and then you end up just imploding and making it a game.
Were you guys watching that ninth
Yeah.
inning? Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was in, like I said, I was in the car. All I could think of was, thank God I'm not at home watching this because it's easier to take when you're listening.
So I had
to
the TV out on the deck all weekend because if you're a weather pervert out there, like talk about a weekend, man. I woke up Saturday morning, top 10 breeze of the year.
Weather
coming.
what?
Pervert. If you really like get into weather,
All right, all right.
When he gets on those
That's
rolls, I
something.
just like to let him go and see where,
Something.
see where it leads.
I woke up Saturday morning.
There's the old weather pervert in his robe out back with the flops on.
Got a weather kink over here.
Is that me or is that Sunday?
guys are so
Did you
excited.
guys feel that breeze? It's Saturday morning, man. What a breeze coming in the window. It was cool, crisp, refreshing. Like
Flagpole was
yeah.
going, huh?
So we had the TV out. Yeah, full mast. We had the TV
Saturday
out on
was
the deck.
gorgeous.
So I actually, because I thought the game was over.
Were
so
you
I
barefoot?
I was.
Okay.
And I went inside real quick because the way we have it set up is TV on the deck, and then you walk by a TV, and then there's one in the kitchen. So you can watch the Phillies on your walks
Yeah.
while
Nice.
doing
Yeah.
errands. It's great.
Yeah.
It's like surround sound Phillies.
Love it.
So I grabbed the bag of trash. I'm like, this game's over. And I took the trash and recycling out. And as I go to take it down, Skylar yells at me on the porch. She says, "Dad, the bad guys have 10 points now." And I was like, what? So I sprint back up and I see that the home run was just let up. And I was like, son of a.
Yeah, that was that's not good. You come away with an 11-10 win, but it sure doesn't feel
No,
like
it
it,
felt
right?
awful.
Yeah, so but it's a win, and they took 3 or 4.
Sure.
And I do. I like this team. I like where they are. I'm not sure about taking away personalities though, and I don't know how you guys feel about that. Like, is it a big thing? We've all been around professional teams, and they do. They get a character to them. They are characterized as whatever they are, business-like.
At what point do they
fun
start
guys.
believing it?
Well, yeah. Are these guys fun guys that somebody said, well, we're fun, but we haven't won a World Series, so let's take away the fun?
You want the wet bandits back?
You want Stubbs
I
back?
want them to be their normal selves. Now, was it abnormal for those guys to pour, seeds and water on somebody when they were the player of the game? I don't know. But is Stubbs not being here? Could that down the line? Somebody brought that up to me this weekend. Stubbs, yeah, Marchand's better, but did they take something away that this team sorely was or needed, however you want to phrase it? I don't know, but I wonder if down the line we're going to get to a point of, are these guys having as much fun as they used to?
Well, I mean, I guess winning is the most fun you can have, right?
Well, they did that a hell of a lot last year, right?
Yeah. I guess TBD there.
Yeah, you wonder if it all of a
What do
sudden
you do?
it comes back.
You were down there for the one game. Do you feel like it's a tight locker room, or the guys are tight?
I really don't want to speak to the guys that are there all the time. Act like I know. I was in there and they gave us 2 players.
All right.
That was it. Castellanos was off to the side behind the talking to some teammates about hitting and stuff like that. I mean,
Is there some music bumping or anything? No.
silent as could be.
But I don't like that at all.
No, music is
Gotta
weird.
have music.
That's strange.
Look, I'm not reading people say, oh, it doesn't matter. You just go on the field and play. I hear you. But like I said, we have all been around teams a lot off the court, ice, field, and you know what their personalities are.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good and sometimes it isn't. We, for the last 3 years, have thought their personalities were really cool, a big part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's been taken away now. Is that a good thing or not? I don't know.
Taken away, or did they?
Or they decided,
decide not
or
to do
did-
it?
I don't
mean, it's
know.
different
Did it
if
come
someone's
down-
like, "Knock that off. We don't want to do that anymore," or if they're like,
Somebody
we
said it,
don't.
right?
Well, Marsh and Stott said something in the there was a conscious effort not to do the daycare wet bandits anymore.
Yeah, but if they made that decision on their own,
They might have. I mean, Stott's not a kid anymore.
yeah.
He's
right?
having kids, but he's not a kid.
Yeah. Johan Rojas, you buying or selling? Do you believe what you're seeing at the plate right now?
So, because I would like to.
The whole Rojas conversation, nobody has to address the defense. We all know he's a phenomenal defender.
I'm getting. Well, here's my problem. He is a phenomenal defender.
Yeah.
I don't like that he knows he's a phenomenal
That he
defender.
can make up for stuff.
He
sometimes.
doesn't play hard 100% of the time in the outfield like he should, because he's only out there because of that. You guys know what I mean?
No.
There's too many times where I'll see balls. Like yesterday, there was a ball hit to the wall.
I know what you're talking about.
And he kind of like
Because he
lollygagged
thinks he can
over
make
and
up for it.
That throw the other day, that's just not paying attention. You're a borderline Major League Baseball player. Every time something comes to you when you're defined as a great outfielder, you have to show you're a great outfielder. To pick up a ball with guys on second and third and throw it nowhere, and with the lollygagness that he did, that happens too much for me. The trying to steal third base yesterday with 2 outs with Bryce Harper at the plate, first and second and 2 outs, and you're trying to steal third. Why?
Not that it wasn't the right decision. He also blew through Dusty Watham's stop sign the other
he
day,
scored
too.
on
He
that
scored.
one. Yes.
So you live with it,
Right,
obviously.
but I mean that's stupid baseball.
it's
But do you think
That's-
that's him to steal a third? You don't think
do they-
Dusty's giving him the sign?
I don't. If they, no matter what, it's stupid baseball.
Right.
That's why I think it's weird that Dusty would do that.
So do I. I mean, Dusty's
Right?
going into the Reading Hall of Fame, for crying out loud. I mean, what are we talking
He's in
about
our
here?
Discord.
Yes, is he?
Not the real Dusty, but there's a Dusty Watham in there. All right, on that. So are you buying or selling him at the plate?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
You
at
think
the
this
plate.
is here to stay a little bit? Not that he's hitting at these high numbers, but that
I
he'll
would
drop down to if he can be a 270 hitter.
270. If he's 240, I'd be stoked out of
If
that.
he's 270, it's like a grand slam. If
He hits 270. He's Gary Maddox,
yeah.
who was one of the all-time great
Yeah.
Philly
What's he
center
hitting right now?
fielders. You know what I mean?
He's up at he's over 300
But-
right now. isn't
Which is nuts because it's basically
Small
24%
sample
and
size.
27%.
Well,
We're talking
think
a
about
3%
this.
difference. But
If you have a guy, if you have a lineup that includes who many have said, like John Kruk,
he?
people on air,
344 right now. Only 32 at bats.
right? So if you include a lineup that many people thought Bryson Stott might challenge for a batting title some year, and we're talking like John Kruk and those guys, you
And
also
Tyler
have
Zuli.
you
been
have
one of
a
his
Trey
takes.
Turner in the lineup, a Schwarber, a Castellanos, a Harper, when you have a lineup like that, aren't you okay with having a 240, 250,
Sure.
260 great fielding center fielder batting ninth?
Yeah, with that speed on
Absolutely.
the pass.
And in years past, when you had something like that, you still had the pitcher hitting. So it was like, you got 2 outs at 8 and 9. That's not the case anymore, So I still wish they had some more pop in left field. Maybe Kepler will become that.
I'm just
the
taking
Marsh experiment. Now, where are you guys on that?
I was
Outs.
just gonna bring him up.
Shave
I
the
know
hair.
you are. I know you are.
I'm out on
I'm
Marsh.
out. Like, I think his ceiling is like a 0 WAR player. You know what I mean? Like, he's just
his ceiling's been reached here. You're saying?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, he just can't hit lefties.
Yeah, I'm not going against you. I was
Yes.
honestly wondering.
He's
I'm-
likable. I like him, but
Yeah, I like
Sure.
him.
we've
His
seen. I
fielding's
don't know if he's going to get
okay.
much better.
Yeah, I just don't think there's more in the bag. Like, I think he's a baked pie, as Anthony was
So,
saying.
That's
yeah,
going to end up
it's-
being a real bad trade too, because Logan O'Hoppy's a player.
Yeah, but what was he going to do here? You know, like
Yeah.
you would have
Yeah,
had
it
to
would've
have
been
made
held up for
another
a year or
move.
two, yeah.
But I agree with you. Yeah, it's so I look at outfielders like you have to do. I'm hoping my corners have pop. I'm hoping my center fielder, if he doesn't, has great fielding ability.
And great base running.
Yeah, you don't have great pop, obviously, with Castellanos, at most 25, maybe 30 home runs. You don't have any pop in left. You don't have any pop in center. Like Marsh doesn't give you the great glove, and he doesn't give you the great bat. So
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, let's put him in. He's your 8-hole hitter, and we'll see.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
That's why, like earlier, you were saying they should trade for Mike Trout.
Who's on fire right now.
He is.
I am vehemently against a Mike Trout trade.
Are you really?
Yeah, only because of the injury history. Like, he's just.
I'd try it. Marsh is
if
injured
the-
now. I'd rather have
If the
Trout
Angels are
injured.
willing to eat a lot of, like, half of that remaining contract, sure.
Yeah, I'd love for him to be out there. Even if it gives you 2 seasons of 30 home runs and 90 RBI and he misses, 10, 20 games, whatever.
He's still got like 8 years left on that contract.
I know,
I
that's
know,
true.
it's outrageous. Speaking of contracts, Dave Dombrowski went on front office show this past weekend and was asked about a Kyle Schwarber extension. Now, we mentioned it earlier. 3 of the top 5 contracts in Phillies history easily could be Zach Wheeler, Bryce Harper, and Kyle Schwarber. Phenomenal. Dave Dombrowski raved that he's one of the best professional major league players he's ever been around in a clubhouse, how much the youth looks up to him. That's very, very important. Not to mention the fact that he slugs about 40 dingers a year, too, for you. Expiring contract. Sounds like it's in the works here. If they demand a 4th year, are you in or out on a Kyle Schwarber extension?
I'm in.
Okay.
And
Me
I'll
too.
tell you, are you? Okay.
Yeah,
How
I don't-
about
I
you,
don't
VG? You
care.
in?
100% in.
It's not my
okay.
money.
Yeah. So Jamie used to say that all the time. We were on the radio together, and I have so adopted that.
It's not my
I'll
money.
say
I don't
against
give a damn.
every
Give me the guy that
sport.
hits home runs.
If a friend of mine buys a house, I say, okay, it ain't my money.
Yeah, exactly.
But because here's why with me also, besides the reasons you stated, how much better of a hitter has he gotten since he's been
he
here?
smashes lefties now.
Smashes lefties. He can play a
His
little
average
small
went up like
ball.
20 points last year.
Yeah, right. I mean, he has
His on base
just
is
become,
phenomenal.
instead of the home run strikeout hitter, he's become so much more than that. Part of me says, damn, could he have been that had they moved into the 4 spot, a year or 2 earlier? And how many times do we have this argument, team, over the years about him leading off, him not leading off, what's he do,
I had to
whatever.
retired about a year and a half ago because we had it so much.
Exactly. But maybe he's found his spot here
I
as
just
a
always wanted
4-hole
Harper
hitter.
to have protection.
I know you did.
That's all I wanted.
You sent him.
He was a
some-
very good
you
leadoff
just
hitter.
hate him being a leadoff
No,
guy.
he's a good leadoff hitter. He had like a 378 on base last year. Like, very good. I just wanted. He was what, one of 3 guys in Major League history to have 40+ home runs and less than 100 RBIs. I just didn't want the home run. Like, he's giving you so many home runs.
Yeah.
I want to capitalize on the run production of it.
I saw a stat this morning. It might have been on Comcast. Since 2022, only Aaron Judge has hit more home runs than Kyle Schwarber.
Is that
It's
right?
unbelievable.
He's tied with Otani as second in the last 3 years.
And Otani's leading off. So people and Judge is leading off or second.
I don't know.
Judge leads off, I think, most times.
So that's like the new way to go. But I think right now, and it's a short, substance size. But right now, I love this Phillies lineup. I like Stott leading off.
So
I
do
like
I.
Turner hitting second. I think he's kind of finding a groove there. And then Harper Schwarber, yeah, I'm good with it. I'm really good with that so far. And if you get Castellanos just going to be, I think
He'll warm up.
I always look at that 60 number with Castellanos, combined doubles and home runs.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, he didn't have it, and we talked about it and said he's got to have it last year, and he did. If he can get that, if he can combine for 60 when it comes to doubles and home runs, I think that's a great 5-hole hitter and exactly what he is.
And I was thinking about him this weekend because he had the hip
Were you?
flexor. Yeah, I was.
What were you thinking when you woke up and there was a nice breeze in your room?
Yeah.
Was Casty the first one to come to your
It
mind?
wasn't the only thing casted that morning,
Ain't it?
His
boy, this
his
went off the
durability is unbelievable.
Crazy, right?
I mean, say what you want about him at the plate. he's there every single day. And you know he's played through some stuff.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, he left the game, what was it, in the 5th or 6th with the hip flexor.
Right.
And I was like, oh, great. Here comes his first IL stint. Nope. Boom. In the lineup the next day. It's really commendable.
It's funny when we were at the press conference with Rob Thompson after the game, and he said, yeah, it's a hip flexor. I don't know if it's going to be a day or so. You could see like the people are in the press conference kind of like, he ain't going to miss any
Yeah,
time.
he's not
There's
missing.
no chance. Yeah. And in the locker room that day, he was walking around. He didn't have anything. Now, maybe he just came from treatment. But when I saw him walking around, there was nothing on the hip, no ice or anything like that. So
Yeah, I can't.
and his fielding is underrated too, right, James?
They've improved it here.
right,
That's
right.
He's
the
got the
R&D
one
department.
classic
one
catch.
play, yeah.
yeah.
He was
Little
the
sliding
only
catch.
NL outfielder last year without an error, I believe. Or
That
maybe it
is-
was only right fielder, but regardless, he had no error. And the Phillies research department improved him a lot because they found that he's better coming into the left. So they started having his position more towards center, and they worked on it. And he improved. And I know people will say the Castellanos deal is kind of like a bad contract. I think you're crazy.
I don't mind it at all.
I think it's fine.
yeah.
For the money that gets thrown around in Major League Baseball, $20 million a year is like a drop in the bucket. So I don't mind paying that to Nick Castellanos.
No, I don't mind it either. I still do like this lineup. Is there some inconsistencies? Yeah, but
But the lineup's
I do,
not changing unless they really make a swing for a left fielder or center fielder.
Right, exactly. But it has changed, and I think it's changed for the better.
Yeah,
love,
so
like
do
I
I.
said, I love Stott leading off, and I think this is something you can settle into, and you don't have to worry about Rob Thompson. Oh, this is this today. Oh, it's that today.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
think they
set
can
and
settle
forget
into
it.
something
Yeah,
good.
like
yeah.
Stott looks like a different hitter leading off.
Yeah, he's got
He
like
does.
he's seeing 12 pitches
Yeah.
in at bat. He's always protected the zone with 2 strikes
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
Like if he can lean into this, it really is kind of their optimal lineup. I would love to see Harper and Schwarber bat in the first inning guaranteed, but you can't have 3 lefties in a row. If
I
Stott's
mean,
gonna be
one
up
of them
there.
should be on base in the first inning. How rare is it that they go 3 and out?
But a Turner, Harper, Schwarber, 1, 2, 3. Woo!
They lead. Wait, what? What do you want?
If Turner optimally was your leadoff hitter, you just don't want to have Stott, Harper, Schwarber because that is 3 lefties in a row.
Right. But they are getting, like you're saying, VG, they are getting the at-bats in the first inning. They lead the major leagues with 20 runs in the first inning this year.
Yeah, and their
so-
walk rate's up. They offensively are improved. It's just the bullpen is a disaster. We all know that. Got to get fixed. Cole Hamels in the booth yesterday.
Great. Loved him.
Dude, I thought he was like I forgot it was him because
Mhm.
it was Fanatic's birthday. So much going on. And like the Galapagos gang was in town, Bob.
So the Fanatic's birthday just got you all
Skyler was all excited. Yeah.
Were you at the game?
No.
Okay, all right. I don't know
Um,
if you went home and watched.
Phoebe
and listened.
Fanatics, and it's always a big game when Phoebe's in the stands.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of mascots there yesterday, right?
Yeah, the whole Galapagos gang
Wow.
and all the college mascots.
Gritty was
I
there.
missed that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I
How old
just
is
kind of
this
would zone out at times listening to the game.
Thinking of the Fanatic.
If you had told me Cole Hamels was like a 10-year vet in the booth, I would have been like, yeah, obviously this guy's been doing it. He was, I thought, awesome.
Yeah, it was funny. It's funny you say it because it was about the 3rd inning, and I said to my wife, "I'm like, who is this?" And she goes, "Isn't it Ruben Amaro?" I said, "No, he's in there too,
And
but
Sundays
it's somebody
when
else."
Schmidt was out.
Yeah, and it wasn't. And I said it wasn't Schmidt. So then once I started listening, I said, "Oh yeah, this is Cole Hamels. That's right." I thought he was really good too. You know, those guys that get in there, they have a tendency to over talk because they have so much information in their head, and it's one of 100 games it'll do or whatever.
No, just interrupt you. Adam Schefter reported.
Breaking news?
Breaking news. Pro Bowl center Cam Jurgens and the Eagles reached an agreement today on a 4-year, $68 million extension that includes a $39.4 million guarantee that contractually ties him to Philly through the 2029 season.
Yes, I just looked down at my text messages, and Fran Duffy, Zach Berman are on it, and an emergency pod will be coming from them. Great news, expected. That man sent me some beef jerky at Radio Row at the Super Bowl, so he's forever near and dear to my heart because I love jerky.
I knew that about you.
Yeah,
Yes, I knew
Jurgens
you're
jerky.
a beef jerky smith.
Yeah. But great deal. 4
No,
years,
that is,
$68 million for a guy that slid in to a legend's shoes and took
Yeah.
over, pretty flawlessly.
Seamlessly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Great deal. I mean, this is why they didn't do much this offseason. You got to pay a Jurgens. You got to pay a Jalen Carter. You got to pay a Nolan Smith. All the guys you've been drafting well that make you feel good about this team's future, you got to pay the piper. And this is step one towards that.
That offensive line is just so much fun to watch. I think.
My entire lifetime from like basically John Runyon and Trey Thomas to now, I am so spoiled
Yeah.
because I just expect to have a top 3 or 4 offensive line in the NFL.
That's why there needs to be a Stoutland statue down there.
There really does.
He's
Yeah, there
so
does.
important to this team.
He really is. Best thing Chip Kelly ever did.
Yep.
Yeah, it is amazing. I was just going back because when I was a little kid, oh my God, the Eagles' offensive line was horrible.
Just quarterbacks getting
Like,
assaulted on the regular.
Horrible, yeah. And you get excited if they signed one year they signed this guy Ron Solt
Oof.
from
Oh, yeah.
the
Biggest-
Indianapolis Colts, and everybody's like, yeah, he's an all-pro lineman or whatever. He comes into Philly. And they're like, how come you're down 35 pounds? What happened? Yeah, I had to get off the steroids. And it's like, oh, are you kidding me?
Guy was
But,
so
yeah.
brittle after that.
Stoutland is phenomenal. What they've done as far as drafting is incredible. I mean, look what they did with Juergens. They plug him in somewhere he wasn't used to playing.
I know.
He's absolutely fine, if not really, really good there. And then they throw him in his natural position, and boom, this is what you have. So, yeah, this draft will probably find, the heir apparent to Lane Johnson. And Stoutland will work with them. And
I still feel like Lane has like guaranteed 2, maybe 3 years left. I don't know if look, if you want to take a guy on day 3 in the 4th round or something, that's a Stoutland project and you can work with them.
Yeah.
All for that. I don't want
No,
not
I don't
that
want
I'm against, because like if they draft an offensive lineman in the 1st or 2nd round, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm spoiled. You guys know what you're doing, whatever.
Yeah.
I never am upset with it, but like, I don't know. I don't think Lane's going anywhere yet. I don't feel the need to get him yet, unless he can play guard.
Right. I don't either. The need, no. You got to go defensive line. You're going to go edge rusher.
Wouldn't
They're
mind a
probably going to go
safety.
tight end, safeties. Yeah, absolutely. Those are your priorities. But do we expect, or do we just know that they're going to go out and get an offensive lineman? You say, oh, could that be the one?
Yeah.
They'll look at him for a year. Stoutland will work with him for a year. Maybe it will become apparent that it is. Maybe not. Like you said, maybe it is a year or 2 down the road before
Yeah.
they have to find that guy.
Stoutland was just out at Aronimink the other day with Vic Fangio for the PGA
saw that.
Open.
Is that right? I
They
didn't
were-
see that.
Yeah,
Huh.
they were just sitting there.
Just hanging out.
Stoutland's son runs like a massively, wildly popular Instagram golf account.
Is that right?
And apparently he's like a sick golfer.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a sub. He's a scratch, I believe.
Really?
yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, and he does really cool Instagram stories about like the history of courses, like top courses in Jersey, PA, like East
How about
Coast.
that?
Really, pretty cool stuff.
I'll have to
Because I didn't
follow.
know it was his son. I was following the account, and then one day I noticed an Eagles helmet in the background. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then one day he posted a family picture from the sideline of the link next to Stoutland. I was like, oh.
You put it together.
This is a bizarre
It's like
cross
he's a reporter or something like that.
He's a gumshoe detective.
Yeah.
Have
So-
you ever played Aronimink?
No,
No?
I walked it for the BMW once.
I was lucky when I think I was covering college basketball right after a guy that went to LaSalle, who I became friends with, was the president at Aronimink.
No, I know a
So-
pro there now.
What's that?
So I know a pro there now.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully I can weasel my way.
Yeah,
in.
so I've played there probably 10 times or so. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I'm really cool, aren't I?
You're really lucky.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break, and we got a lot to get to. We got VG's Nugs. We got Back in the Day. Great picture of a hot dog from Major League Baseball this weekend. Tell you about that coming up. We got to talk about Ronald Acuna. That's weird. All that.
We got
after
the results of our hat poll at some
Oh,
point.
there was a poll up.
Yeah. Who had a
Yeah,
worse
not
hat
looking-
game?
Saturday at Jamie's
Not looking good. Not looking good.
Oh, my hat's getting roasted.
We'll talk
Wait,
about it.
Who was the poll? Who's our
My
hat?
hat.
No, him versus Brain.
Filthy
Brad the Brain.
McNasty said my hat sucks.
I don't mind that hat.
I'm going for comfort. I don't care. All right, let's take a minute
It's a
and tell you
big
about
hat.
our friends here at PHLY. And this one, you've known the jingle forever. I saw it on TV this weekend, and that's Empire Today. Empire Today has been around forever because they're the best. And if you go to empiretoday.com/PHLY, you can get $350 off your new floors. You got a favorite team? Well, you need a favorite flooring expert, and that's the people at Empire Today. If you're like me, you hate going to box stores. One, because you can't find anybody to help you. Two, it's just overwhelming. You want to talk to the pros that you trust. And with Empire Today, they will come out to your door. What's better than that? Well, they're going to have a virtual floor designer with them so you can see what your new floors will look like right there under your roof with your furniture, your color scheme, all that stuff. You see it right there in your house, and you're talking to an expert who knows not only the best, but they're going to listen to you, find out what you want, and execute the floors that are right for you and your home. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHLY listeners can get a $350 discount when you use the promo code PHLY. Yeah, you heard that right. $350 discount with code PHLY. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/PHLY for full details.
And let's talk about our friends over at Rothman Orthopedics. You know, the Rothman guys, they saved me in my life when I had a broken neck. They got me back on track. And they're there to get you back to what you love. If you're a weekend warrior or just trying to keep up with the kids, you know how tough it is when your body doesn't cooperate. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in. Whether it's pain from playing your favorite sport, an old injury, or just age catching up with you, like getting out of bed's painful, Rothman's teams of experts is there to help you. With evidence-based care and a mission to restore your mobility, they'll get you back on your feet and back to doing what you love. So don't let pain hold you back. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to schedule your appointment today and get back to being your best self. Rothman Orthopedics, whether you're getting you back to your game is their mission. So check them out. For more information, visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY.
All right, this is the Anthony Gargano Show without Anthony Gargano. Jamie Lynch, Bob Cooney, Violations Greg. We got Andrew Frazier producing the show. All right, should we start with Hot Dog or Ronald Acuna before we get to Nugs of the Day?
Do Acuna.
You want to do Acuna?
Yeah.
Did you see the Ronald Acuna tweet this weekend, Bob? Now,
I think I did.
Now the
What can I
Todd
remember?
Zalecki, is this a Nug, VG?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I have a graphic of the tweet, I think, before he deleted it.
I want to use it. Mark Bowman or Bowman is the Todd Zalecki of Atlanta, works for MLB.com this year. Now, here's another name I screw up all the time because I want to say Kalenic, but it's Kelnick. So
It is Kelnick?
It's Kelnick.
All right, I say Kalenic.
Every time in my head, it's like a
You
battle.
know what it is. This is what I love. I always say this, but I know that it's this. Well, if you know it's that, say
Once
it
I
right.
have that battle internally, it's the evil and what's right and wrong, just battle inside me. So he hits a
I did see that.
shot off the right field wall. He thinks it's gone.
Oh, he's watching it.
He does the
He
home run
admires it.
try.
Yes.
And when he realizes it's not going to leave the park, he speeds up, gets thrown out at second base. Now, Snicker after the game basically said, like, I didn't have anybody else to put in there. Obviously not the right way to play the game, yada, yada, yada. Bowman or Bauman, however he pronounces it. I'm not the pronunciation guy, Bob.
We know that.
He puts out the quote from Snicker, and Ronald Acuna Jr. responds to that tweet right there. You see it on the screen. If it were me, they would take me out of the game. That tweet has since been deleted. But boy, oh boy, do I love me some Braves crumbling from the inside out.
8-13 on the year, arguing amongst themselves. Love it.
Yeah.
And they're turning things like they're playing pretty good baseball.
Yeah, they
you know,
won
they
3 in a
started,
row, I
yeah.
think.
So
They can afford it. They're so good, it doesn't.
They have a lot of talent,
Yeah.
but I am really hoping for their demise.
I like how you did this. Yeah. Sure. Who doesn't hope for their? The only thing that I don't like that I hate the Braves is that I like Snicker. He seems like
all right.
a,
What do you like
he's a
about him?
baseball
Yeah?
lifer, and I mean, seen a lot of interviews with him. I never had a beer with him or anything. Although if he wanted to, I would.
I mean,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
who
why
would you
not?
turn down a beer with? I mean, it's a
you don't know
short
how many
list.
times, going off track here, I've told the story of you having your own walk-up song to
Oh, yeah,
to
in
a
the
bar.
beer.
Like, I've told that story a million times. But yeah, if things start to spoil within the Braves, great. But they're just such and I hate saying this, they're such a solid organization that this is probably like a minor little, not even a speed bump or anything like that. Is that outlawed, by the way?
What?
I don't see
Speed
signs
humps.
that it says
speed
speed
humps.
humps now. It's not speed bump.
Because
Or
the
table.
bumps-
There's tables as well.
There's tables?
Speed
Really?
tables.
Speed
Yeah.
tables.
Speed bumps were concrete. Now the speed humps are those rubber things.
So if I'm driving down the street and I see a sign that said speed bump, I wasn't anticipating driving into a concrete wall.
I feel like the
figured
speed
there was going to
bump
be
was more of a pronounced.
Really? So there's something
curve,
different
whereas the
between a
hump's
bump
like
and a
little-
hump.
I think so.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna
Now I
try.
just had to pay $1,000 last Friday to get my struts replaced. I think these damn speed humps.
Dude, I had to
and Kelly
do
Drive
$700
potholes
for
are
tie
catching up with
rods.
me.
Yes.
Oh, it's
awful.
bad, man. It's
So,
really
Here's the
bad.
definition of a hump:
You guys should move to Jersey.
a rounded, raised mass of earth or land.
What's bump?
Yeah, I'm going to get you, bump.
It's a
Bump and
dance.
hump.
It's a dance back
Bump
in
and
the
thump.
80s.
By the way, one of the best nickname combos ever. Bump and bump.
Yeah, that
Bump
was
and
pretty
thump.
good. Yeah, that was
I'm
good.
going to need I'm going to have to look up this word for the definition of bump: a protuberance on a level surface.
Ooh.
What the hell's a protuberance?
I would imagine just a
A hump.
Slight- yeah, a hump or bump.
It's a
And then it says C hump.
Speaking of car
It's a thing that
updates,
protrudes.
what was your update? Was the car stolen?
My
or
car
towed?
was not stolen. No, great
Okay.
news. It was moved somewhere else in the neighborhood.
Ah,
He
okay.
ignored construction signs.
Yeah, they were doing road work, and I didn't. They did not have signs. I swear, I did not see any signs. I did get home at like 9 o'clock at night, so maybe there was. No, I didn't see any signs. I woke up the next morning. My car was completely gone. I went to work, didn't know where it was. I called the towing company. I called everybody that I could, 911. No one had any idea where my car was at. I get home after that day on Friday. I called the towing company. They then knew where my car was, and they had moved it like 3 streets away in the neighborhood. So
they didn't tow it to their towing company. They moved you to another parking spot.
they did. And
They
this
kind of did you a favor.
This
Yeah,
is the second
I've never
time-
heard of that.
This is the second time they've done it to me. It's called a courtesy tow.
Oh, nice.
So they just move you out of the area in which they're doing the road work, so that
And they're like, ha, go find your car.
yeah, exactly. Like, all right, the goose chase is on, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you.
So yeah,
You ever have a car stolen?
No, broken into a bunch, but never stolen.
Yeah, I had one stolen.
AJ Brown had one stolen last night.
Oh, last night, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he offered this to the thief. He said, return my car today, and I won't press charges or anything. But if I find you today and the authorities find you today, that's on you and what comes of it.
yeah, I wouldn't
So
have
he
done
gave him an
that.
offer. All right.
If my car was stolen, I wouldn't have done that. I would have been like, give me my car, and we're going deep with this.
It's a good community member, AJ
I mean,
Brown.
you also don't have like $30 million. in
That's
your
also
bank
true.
account.
Yeah, that's also true.
By the way, AJ Brown, I think it's a very funny bit he's doing right now, leaning into the absurdity of these stupid rumors that the Patriots are
Oh,
going
the
to trade
Patriots.
for him if Abdul Carter falls to 4.
All right.
Can we just stop? Use your brain for 2 seconds and you look up his contract and you see 89.3 dead cat reasons he would never be moved. It's ridiculous.
He's heated
you
up.
get-
He's
wow,
fired
he is.
up
Look at
about
him.
like
this.
this.
You get this
Red.
guy
Oh,
in
man.
New England.
Like,
He's
like,
coming in here,
I
please.
love that.
He's
I'm
dumping
gonna-
on sports radio. Oh, a little birdie told me that the Eagles are going to trade AJ Brown to the Patriots. And then it becomes a thing, and then aggregators pick it up, and everybody's like, what's wrong with Philadelphia? And it's literal monkey feces thrown at a wall.
Wow. He thought this out.
He is.
Yeah,
Really,
I
really-
I was never concerned about
So
it. I
AJ
didn't-
Brown, very fun.
Yeah.
You know how he's like obsessed with football. and
right.
He did the Brady jersey, and people hate it. He had the number 11 Patriots jersey, and he was holding it in front of the cameras,
Yeah.
and he was kind of like, and then he flips it around. He's like, "Elvin sent me a jersey,"
Yeah.
and I thought that was pretty
Great
fun.
troll job.
Yeah, good troll job, AJ
Yeah, why
Brown,
not?
a pillar of the community.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's-
pretty
it's
sure
very
it's not going to
stupid.
happen. Yeah.
Very, very stupid.
Yeah.
I'm amazed how much it grinds your gears, though.
Oh, when
Yeah.
Jamie gets worked up, isn't it the best?
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. All you have to do is he has a $90 million dead cap hit.
I heard somebody on the airwaves in this city steal a line of yours.
Oh,
A famous Jamie line from way back when I
Whoa.
first started on radio. And it was, am I taking crazy pills? Somebody actually used that this
Yeah.
weekend. I was pissed. I was going to call in and say,
Yeah.
like, don't you
wouldn't
take
be
my
the
man
first thing
Jamie's lines.
that was stolen from me in the city, Bob.
That's right.
All right, you want to see a great picture of a hot dog before we get to the
Yeah.
nugs of the
Is
day?
there such a thing?
Yeah, of course there is. This happened at Wrigley Field yesterday, and how can you not be romantic about baseball, Bob?
Beautiful.
I hadn't seen that. I love it.
And the Wrigley Seagull stole somebody's dog.
Is that bun included? Or is
Yeah.
that,
Dude, it's amazing that they got the bun.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
Little relish on there too.
Is there relish and mustard?
Yeah.
Isn't that picture awesome?
That is terrific.
That's impressive wingspan.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's an impressive goal right there.
Yeah.
And that looks like a potato bun. This goal knew
Oh,
what he
that's a
was
nice
doing.
potato bun. Yeah.
What's your hot dog toppings of choice there, Bobby?
Just mustard. I don't go crazy.
What about you, VG?
I could do it all. I vary, but I'll do mustard. I'll do mustard and ketchup. I'll do some sauerkraut, some onions, some relish, whatever.
Wow.
Wow, man.
Cheese
You're-
once in a while. I'll throw some cheese on there.
Are we
up.
universal ketchup is for children?
I ketchup on a hot dog. No, that
I'll
almost
do.
makes
Sometimes
me
I'll
sick.
do the two of them, mustard
Yeah?
and ketchup.
I'm a ketchup
mustard
guy.
on side,
You
ketchup
would
on
be a
side.
ketchup.
Yeah, I'm a
He's still a
ketchup.
child.
Yeah, that tracks.
He's got an Easter basket this weekend.
I did.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly. What's wrong with that? Yeah.
I mean, jelly beans are delicious.
All right, let's get to the nugs of the day.
All right, if you want,
Brought to us by our friends at Golden Nugget Jewelers.
absolutely. So if you're stealing cars, here's the thing: if you want Bryce Harper's shoes, you don't have to steal
Dude, I
them.
saw this.
I mean, you would never get them because you don't wear shoes.
No.
but yeah,
The one pair that's like, what were they? like
You can find some
Balenciagas or
really
something.
cheap
They were like
Bryce
$1,300
Harper
sneakers.
shoes. Yes.
Okay, I just got to this Goodwill here in Audubon, and apparently this is where Bryce Harper, the Phillies player, dropped off some donations. So we're going to go inside and see what they have.
Is she the
Customers go
CBS
crazy.
3? Yeah, CBS
Like
3.
they come by everything that he got.
More than a dozen pairs of shoes are filling up a whole glass case at this Goodwill in Audubon, each pair previously owned by the Phillies slugger Bryce Harper. The surprise donation came in last Tuesday when Harper himself dropped off luxury Dior sneakers,
These are priced at like $1,200.
designer boots, an array of athletic footwear, and sunglasses, catching the eyes of Phillies fans.
They
Bobby,
can't
it's right
fit
by
his
your
size,
house. You
but
could've
they
ran
still
over.
wanted
I
to have a
could've.
piece of
You
apparel.
dress like
Even
Bryce.
in the middle
This
of
place is gonna
donating,
get
and
smash and
snap
grabbed by
photos of
tomorrow.
their autographs. For employees, it's an
I'm sure
experience
most of them
that's
are gone
become
by
part
now,
of the
right?
job as he stops by
I
and
would hope
donates
so.
frequently.
He's my size too. We're size 13 brothers.
Oh, man, you should take a ride over.
It was a sign of
Let's go to
appreciation.
the show.
You know, to show us appreciation that, you know, he's not too into himself. He's want to give it back and show love to everybody.
It's a rare chance for fans to literally walk in Harper's footsteps.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah.
You know,
That's
for him
good
to
stuff.
go to the Goodwill store himself. I'm
Yeah,
a bit
town over from Haddonfield, Audubon.
By the way, I just did a Goodwill purge like 2 weeks ago. Filled up the entire back seat and trunk of the car.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
That feels
It's
so
the best.
good.
It's
It is.
such a free feeling.
I looked at the car when it was all packed, and I was just like, "Yeah,
Your house feels bigger.
yeah, it does." The laundry room feels huge now.
Yeah.
So good work by Bryce taking
That
it
is
over
good. That is
himself.
good work by him.
Yeah.
What kind of clothes did you put in there? Like little girls dresses?
Well, I've gotten a little bigger in the midsection there, Bob.
So we were talking about the kids. I didn't know we were doing
No,
yours.
we
No,
give
you
those
look
to
good.
friends and
What are you
family.
talking about?
The kids' clothes we have plenty of family members.
Oh, okay.
Cousins. and
Are you
stuff.
putting Lululemon in there?
No,
No,
No.
no. Lulu came later in life for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I was with Jamie when he was introduced to Lulu.
The epiphany of Lulu.
Oh.
The Lulu.
you know, me and Nick Foles share a lot in common. Sometimes you need a little support down there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's a
Sure.
he's a Lulu athlete or was. Yeah.
God, I miss you.
All right. This one is perfect. I'm glad Anthony's not here for this because this involves flatulence.
Oh, perfect.
Bumgarner and Juan Marshall for at least 4 outings with at least 4 outings with 10 strikeouts and no walks. What does it mean to you to be in that list with those guys?
I'm sorry guys. That's farts are always funny.
Someone just ripping one by Logan Webb getting
Anytime
interviewed.
you're in a list,
Logan Webb, just like me.
Yeah, it's a great.
All right. Farts are always
Farts
funny.
are always funny.
Oh,
They
my
gotta
God.
have- if that was
Always
Philly,
funny.
there'd be shirts already.
Oh,
Farts
yeah.
are always funny.
Yeah.
So how about the reporter just carries on like nothing happened?
Well, you didn't laugh a
I
little.
almost
Nothing
want to
happened.
have respect as a former reporter, but I don't.
All
Like,
right, so
come
you're,
on,
you're
dude. You
sitting
had to laugh.
next to Christopher Sanchez the other day, and somebody over your shoulder farts. What's Bob Cooney's reaction in the
It
scrum?
depends who it is. I mean, yeah, you get
But
the
if the
giggle
athlete's
factor.
leaning into it a little bit and laughing,
Yeah,
are
if
you
it's-
laughing? Or is that journalistic malpractice? Are you
I'm wa-
shunned
if
by the
it's-
community?
If it's another fellow dirty reporter, I'm walking away.
Jim Salisbury, I know, is laughing a little.
Yeah, Salisbury will laugh. Probably Matt Gilb will probably chuckle. I could see Todd Zalecki.
How do you not?
Well, yeah, you always laugh at farts, but
But they are a stuffy bunch of baseball reporters.
yeah.
I prefer if I was a farter.
You're not a farter?
No, I don't. I never
don't
did
fart,
that.
Yeah, he's sworn off
I
that stuff.
never did that. I'm the SBD type. I like that.
I don't like that.
I do. I like.
I don't
the
like the
silent-
sneaky
'cause I
farters.
like,
Nah.
I like
Yeah.
to see the reaction of
I had
people
a-
knowing it was me, but then, oh man, and then
I had
blaming
a
it
great
on somebody
aunt
else.
who used to, one of her favorite pastimes was going into grocery stores, farting in an aisle.
Oh, just crop
and
toss
then,
in an
like-
aisle?
And then like
Oh,
waiting at the end
man.
of the aisle for people to walk into and react.
Oh, man.
She got
What was her name?
Aunt Ellen.
Aunt Ellen.
Yeah.
Airports are great, man.
Yeah,
Not that
that's-
I ever did it. I'm just saying.
Well,
it would be
you really got a stinky one if you fart on an airplane and it smells. There's
oh,
so
you
much,
can't do it on an airplane. No.
No, there's so much circulation.
it's
up
hard
there.
to-
9 out of 10 times.
It's hard to
you stink.
stink out a row in
Yeah,
an
I don't
airport.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. With all the pressure up there, it's fine. It's natural, Bob. Things happen.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, if you say so.
Bob, you know who Haley Joel Osment is?
Oh, sure I do. What are you kidding me?
You hear about him
Sixth
this
Sense.
week?
No, I did
Oh,
not.
Great headline.
Yeah, he showed up at he's at a ski resort, tried to get on the ski lift with his helmet on backwards and no skis. There's no snowboard. So someone called the authorities.
He's had some issues.
going on?
with-
I'm being detained by these guys. Okay. Who am I talking to? Is it John? Is it Robert? I'm an American. Can you stand up, please? Stand up. Stand up. I am not fighting. Stand up. I'm not fighting. Jesus Christ.
Give me a drink.
I'm not fighting you.
I'm not fighting. I just
Where are you living now? Where are you living? Where do you live? What are you asking? Because I'm the police officer who's taking care of you right now. That's why.
These guys had to know who we are. I've been kidnapped.
They've been
Oh, these guys got to deal with this stuff on the regular.
That stuff at the end.
Yeah,
That was funny until that.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Haley Joel Osment?
No, do the cops know who that is?
Yeah, I don't
he has
know.
gotten a lot bigger over the years.
Yeah. Oh, weight-wise or
Yeah.
popularity? Oh, bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Not popularity-wise.
I guess they had a.
He's had a little bit of a resurgence in some comedies lately.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He's been in a few movies
Yeah,
here
he's
and there,
popped up a
like a
lot.
sprinkling.
He's had some issues, right, in the past with some.
I would guess so. If that's...
I thought when you brought up his name, I thought that's what I remember. If he hadn't before, he does now.
Well,
do they know it?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know him
You
looking
wouldn't
at
know
him.
Haley Joel
No.
Osment?
Somebody was probably with him. Like, he didn't just go there and say, I'm going to throw the helmet on backwards and here I go. Like, I assume somebody was with him. So somebody might have said, hey, man, he's an actor. Because the cop seemed like when he said, I'm just taking
was
care
kinda
of it. He was
chuckling a
kinda
little.
Yeah,
chuckling,
trying to be cool with him.
This dude's rocking right there.
Yeah,
on the
he's a
ski
good guy
slopes.
to hang out with. I've heard Haley Joel.
Yeah.
He's spent
He
some
looks like
time
a
at
lot
some
of-
bars
he looks
that I
like a boatload
frequent.
of fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
In Philly?
He's been for different projects. He's hung out at the New Wave. He's hung out at Good Dog.
Has he?
And people say he's a blast to drink with.
Yeah, I can see that.
Guy definitely likes to have one or two.
Any other nugs there, VG?
Yeah, let's do one more. This guy,
All right.
Gat. He's a 17-year-old Australian sprinter. Is
Oh, I
pronounced
saw
Gout.
this.
Gout.
They do
That's
this
not
run.
good for a
They-
runner.
no, it's Gat, but they do this run where they stagger them
Wait till you
based
see
on your
this.
handicap. Like, he's so good, he starts off so far behind these other sprinters. Yeah,
He's like that Mr. Freeze dude in the outfield.
he's like Usain
Yeah,
Bolt
kind
is
of.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's going to be an
and
Olympian.
he's
They're
17.
saying he ran a 100 meters in 9.99 seconds.
Wait till you see the strides on him. This is incredible.
He's starting all the way in the back on the left.
the field away from Adams, who's chasing hard. Sullivan coming
Oh my
through.
gosh.
And now,
Look at that.
Gout's
He caught up
trying
to him in
wind
no
up.
time.
Here he comes. Gout goes past the ball. And the man in red.
Wow.
Gout wins hit number 21.
Gat?
Yeah,
So
Gat.
he's definitely in the next Summer Olympics.
They're saying
Big
you're going to see him
star.
in the Olympics for Australia. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was fast. Can he run any routes?
What is that, Ronaldo Nehemiah? Didn't they try and make him a football
Yes, they
player,
did.
sprinter?
Bob Hayes back in the day. for
Did
the
Michael
Cowboys.
Johnson go out for it one time too?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Or
I don't know.
or
Ronaldo had a decent career too.
Was he at the Niners?
Yeah. Pretty good guy throwing the ball to him. And
they've had
Joe
success with
Montana.
Australians before. Let's give it another run.
Yeah.
You've been to Australia.
I
You've
lived
seen
there.
great athletes.
Yeah. Me and Luke Longley became
Buddy.
friendly. No, not buddies.
Fosters.
I never got invited to the house. I would
Did you
just
call
like-
him mate? Did you ever get in the habit of calling people mate?
I think I fell into it a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
You say
just
good
because
day?
No.
No.
Did you guys share an oil can?
The Fosters?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
They don't really drink a ton of Fosters over
Right.
there. VB was the big one.
Strong accent. I
Yeah.
love Australian accents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear you do it.
I can't do it, mate. No. Kind of, maybe. A little bit. Yeah.
That's pretty
You
good.
want to go back in the day?
Yeah, let's go back in the day before we get out of here today. Brought to you by Rite Aid.
We're going back. We're going back.
Not bad by VG.
We're going
I like
back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah! All right, let's go back to August 1990. Lenny Dykstra, Rick Dempsey. Dykstra upset about a call, starts arguing with the umpire next time up, and Dempsey interferes and gets involved in this. Dempsey's 40 years old here, too.
Where last night
Charlie
Rick Dempsey,
Steiner.
at the ripe old age of 40, gave away 13 years. He got into it with 27-year-old Lenny Dykstra of the Philadelphia Phillies. Happened in the top half of the
pre-vitamin
seventh
Lenny?
inning. Dempsey says Dykstra was unhappy at being called out on strikes in his previous at-bat that you see here, and the Philly center fielder was taking out his frustration on the home plate umpire, Ron Barnes, and Dempsey got up, he took off, and there we go. The bench is cleared, and is usually the case in baseball. Free-for-alls, no one was hurt. But everybody had
a violation on.
I think he got the reverse.
Violation on Dempsey. Intervene.
Yeah,
Just
let him argue with the ump.
Yeah, like, what, he defending the umpire? Get out of here.
I don't know. I could see me being a catcher and be like, just
It's a
get in the
bleeping
box
strike,
and
dude.
shut up.
Yeah.
All right, like let's just play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
But yeah, Dempsey. Yeah, he was well past his prime then.
Yeah,
And by
his
the
prime
way,
was
we're
in Baltimore.
headed to overtime. I could definitely see you being like, shut your trap and get in the box.
I think I would because I'm impatient. Not that
Yeah.
I'm Joe Tough Guy, but I'm impatient. Like, let's go. I'm not here like crouching down to listen to you bitch and moan. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I get that.
Yeah.
Dykstra was such a bad dude.
Still, some may say he's still
Not
there.
is. He has me blocked on Twitter.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Huh. His
He's
team
out of his
does.
mind.
Yeah, he's bonkers.
Yeah, he would call on the Stern show. He'd be out of his mind.
Oh, he's problematic.
Yeah.
Is that it for back in the day?
Yeah.
Speaking of the intro there, Bruce Springsteen, the extra collections getting released, Bob.
How about that? Guy never stops working.
What are you willing to pay for the? Isn't it like 100+ songs or something?
Yeah, I don't.
Unreleased material.
I don't really. I've never paid. I was never an albums guy.
No?
Or a, no.
What would you pay to get access to 120
honest to God,
unheard
I
Bruce
wouldn't.
Springsteen songs?
I wouldn't because we're going to hear them somehow, some way anyway. Without
Spotify.
paying.
You'll find it on Spotify for free.
Yeah,
So-
they're going to come down.
So
It's
you're
gonna
not paying
happen.
anything.
No, I just thought it was impressive that when you thought the guy was just taking some downtime, he's actually working his ass off. Like it's crazy, but to be that successful, I guess that's what all these people do. They just don't stop.
I mean, this is like something he shelved from back in the day. So he
Some of it's
thought
old,
it was
yeah.
not good. So
Yeah.
why would you want to? It
Because
shouldn't
maybe
be
it was
special.
good, and he was just being hypercritical.
It's junk. He's just trying to cash
But he
in
just
on
sold
it.
for like $560
He's worth
million
over
now.
$1 billion
Yeah.
now. Yeah. If he's going
Insane.
after the almighty dollar, then I lose a little respect there.
Yeah.
I just think this guy loves to work and loves to put out music.
Just donate all the proceeds at this point. Like,
He's got grandchild now, Jamie's got to look out for them, you know.
God forbid the grandchild only gets $250 million in his trust fund. All right. That's going to do it for us here today. Real quick, Bob, some say you're a soothsayer. Some say you can see the future. Nobody actually says that.
I was going to say, who the hell's saying that?
What do the Eagles do on Thursday night? Do they pick at 32? Do they move up? Do they move back? Does Dallas Goedert get traded, or is that a day 2 or
Goddard,
3?
no. I think they move up. I think they move up, and you'll say, oh, wow, they really felt there was a
I feel like the move up too.
Malachi is my man.
Yeah, I kind of feel a move up too.
Okay. I'm
Because
going
you have
for
so many
Starks.
compensatory picks coming in.
Right.
You already have a stable of like extra
20
second
picks
and
over the
third.
next 2
Yeah.
years, right? So I think they're going to move up, and I think that's going to be all right. I'll look into the future and say Malachi Starks is going to be their guy.
Ooh.
Oh,
How
they're
you like
moving
that?
up for Malachi Starks?
Moving up for him. Yep.
Ooh,
What pick?
Wow.
I'd say like 26-ish.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That's a good
Maybe
prediction.
they even move up more. Maybe they move up early 20s because they can.
And where
who
does
do you
Dallas? I think Starks is definitely one of their top 3 guys.
Okay.
I'd be interested in Walter Nolan. I'd be interested in Michael Williams. And if Simmons, the offensive tackle from Ohio State, falls to a certain range,
Mhm.
I think they could as long as he can play guard, I think they could make that type of move too.
VG, what do you got?
I think they're just going to go. I think they're going to stay where they are.
Best
Offensive
player
line.
available,
Yeah, I
kinda,
think
yeah.
there's some offensive line depth.
But I feel like if they stay there, somebody's gonna trade up for a quarterback to get that 5th year.
Well, I mean, that's a good
option.
point, yeah.
So like I feel
like
like
they did with Lamar Jackson back in the day. Yeah.
like that Tyler Shaw from Louisville is like one of these fast rising kids, or like a Jackson Dart, like somebody lingering
Mhm.
that you think you believe in. You want to get that 5th year option, you move up.
A lingerer.
And I don't know if anyone wants Goddard. I mean, they're basically
Outside of the health, he's a phenomenal player.
I know, but
He's
you
good.
got to imagine they're just going to cut him if they ain't trade him. He's not going to play here. So if you want him, why wouldn't you just wait till he's a free agent?
How bad is the cap hit?
14
with
million.
him?
It's not guaranteed though.
Yeah.
So he wants guaranteed money,
Right,
which is
right.
smart. I get it from his side.
Sure,
But if I'm the
absolutely.
Eagles, I go, well, just play out your final year, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're
They
in a
don't
good
do that. They
position
don't
there.
do that in football, really.
I know, but I just.
I mean, what's he going to be? Disgruntled?
Yeah.
No, he's going to go out there and try to prove himself
And
for a
make
better
40
contract.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
So
he's
they're in a
gone,
good
though.
spot with that.
Where's he end up? You got a team in mind?
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think he goes. I'm not being. No, I'm serious. I don't think. I don't think he goes. I really
Really?
don't. Yeah, I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try to keep that offense as intact as they can, and moving forward because you lost so much defensively. That would be a hit, man. You lose a
Yeah,
starting tight end like Goddard. That's
He's
tough.
really good.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us here today on the Anthony Gargano Show. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. Why don't you be a doll and hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here? And don't forget, it's a great time to become a diehard. NFL Draft Week special going on. $36 for the year.
That's so reasonably priced.
Yes, you can get Fran Duffy's full draft guide and study up this week. Not to mention Bo Wolf's all NFL draft name article that went up. Zach's going to be doing a ton of work. Zach was breaking the picks last year. So make sure you're tuned in Thursday, Friday, Saturday to the best draft coverage in town.
I think I paid $36 just for Philly.com for 1 month.
Yeah.
You get a whole year here. For
I still don't have a
$36.
Philly.com account, and it pains me because Alex Coffey's articles are awesome right
outrageously
now.
expensive.
And I gotta buck up.
Yeah, buck up. You can afford it, Gene.
Well, if it's $1 a month, sure.
Hey, who won the hat poll? Who had the worst hat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Brain lost.
Okay.
So you won. Yeah, it was slight. It was like, I think he was like a 53-47.
His was
like,
wrinkled.
What kind of hat
And
did
his
you have
was-
on that day? Was it
That's
that?
this one.
He had that one on.
It's a golf hat. They don't like a bunch of golf haters.
Yeah.
You and I both have golf.
And Brain was wearing like a
Little Merchantville Country
Brain
Club.
wears a
Come on
free
over
hat
and
from the
visit.
Breakers.
Yeah, he gets a hotel
Resort.
hat.
He's always got resort hats on.
Really?
He gets free from his state.
How much is he spending? They're throwing him free hats all the
I don't know.
time.
What do you think he lost on that bet? 20 grand on that one bet?
It sounded like
100
more.
green?
So that was an appetizer.
Yeah.
That was a north of 50K bet.
10,000 as an appetizer is wild.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks to Zach Berman, Brad Feinberg, and of course Bob Cooney.
Thank you.
And with that diehard, you get access to Bob's writing on the Phillies. Bob and Jim. That's a formidable 1-2 punch there. So make sure you consider becoming a diehard, supporting us here, and reading all the great writers we have here on the PHLY staff. Thank you to Andrew behind the scenes for producing.
Andrew.
Everybody have a great Monday. And guess what? Spring is here.
Go Nola.
It's 70 degrees outside every day
all
this week.
70s.
You taking us golfing today? Thank you, James.
Man, these kids really get in the way of a golf game. It's really, really quite tough. You got to take me out to Merchantville.
I might be on my way there now.
Well, thanks for coming in today.
All right.
buddy.
Appreciate
All
it.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you soon.
We all silly like the mayor.